It's all out of control. Out of control.
Hey there everybody, welcome back. I am Pseudo, and boy am I excited to share with you tonight the greatest gift of all, and that is the gift of math! No, I'm just kidding, but sort of, but not really. But yeah, we're going to be going through what I did over the weekend, sort of. What I sort of do in my spare time. I've gotten a lot of requests for this, where people are like, hey, can you show off what you do in the build editor, because this is a build crafting channel after all, and it's going to be, a night of roaming, fun, integration, you know, explanation. It happens. So if that's your thing, kick back, relax. And if it's not your thing, still probably kick back and relax, because we're going to be doing the roaming first. So don't despair. We're going to jump right into it, jump into a borderland. I'll be showing off the build, getting you guys some footage, showing what it can do, and then sort of explaining it a little bit later. Our trivia questions tonight will also tie into said math. So hopefully you have your thinking cap on and can get excited for that as best you can. But let's just double check to make sure it looks good, sounds good. I want to make sure my preview window looks all right for later. Don't want to jump into this too hard, too fast. Firefox, where are you? Let's go. Hey, it worked. I can even minimize it now. Oh, we're learning, chat. We're learning. But yeah, welcome back. I am Pseudo. This is a build crafting channel, Build Wars 2. Hopefully you are enjoying the content, hopefully you are enjoying the new weapons, and hopefully your class didn't get nerfed too hard, or is just a will bender, based on the last balance patch. So, welcome back. I stream on Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday. Usually 9, sometimes I have to run home from the gym, sometimes I have trouble logging into the video game because God hates me and everything I do. But, yep. It is what it is. We've got some stuff to show off. Shout out to arenanet as well. They fixed 4 major bugs on staff, one of which, you know, gave you infinite range, rip, but a bunch of the other ones were kind of hindering warriors' performance overall. This no longer can be interrupted, so you can fully channel bullet catcher now, even the animation. This line breaker, the 3, gives you the proper number of unblockable stacks, a whole 3. It doesn't even consume 1 for the weakness application, which means you can follow up as intended with the 4. Which is pretty sick. Or, you know, if you have a monster CC like Bull's Charge, something like that. But yeah, this build's really something I've been refining a lot of the time, and I just sort of like playing around with stats and whatnot. So I figured I'd show it off tonight, get you guys some footage, get you some intro into build crafting and such. But shout out to the couple, oh, thank you, Gibbs. Hopefully it showed up this time. They should be on. And I also adjusted the Twitch alerts. Sorry, I had we had a couple last time that blew out everyone's ears. I've been trying to watch the videos back and create the best stream for you guys out there, because Lord knows I don't really make any money from this crap. So, was great indeed. I'm glad you guys like the little things. If you have any suggestions, let me know what I can do better. Dude, you can watch and play. Wouldn't that be cool? Congrats on being off this week, Gibbs. But thank you, Gibbs, for resubscribing. That'll go right into our giant pot for our giveaways. We're going to be doing our giveaway a little bit early tonight, so we'll probably do it in about... I started a little bit late, so we'll do it in about 15 minutes from now. 15, 20. But it's going to tie into what we're going to be talking about tonight. So again, get your thinking cap on. It's going to be good. As you can see, this build is kind of evolving. It's an extension of what I was running last time on Bladesworn, and, you know, even though Bladesworn's kind of in a dumpster right now, I try to min-max it because it's my favorite class. I just like playing things that are terrible. I don't know what's wrong with me, probably something. But it is what it is, and there's lots of ways you can still make this viable, and I believe I have found the optimal way for my trash can to be optimal. And this will give you an idea of what you can do on sort of good classes or other classes that you might, you know, you don't need to play this horrid thing. You can use it on a useful class like a Harbinger or Willbender or Revenant of some flavor. So... Oh yes, I changed a lot, Shaktifi, so I'll be going over it. It's not in the description for a reason. It will be in the video, or in the VOD, but I kind of wanted to let you guys... how do I put this? I don't want to spoil the trivia, and I don't want to spoil the sort of discussion that we're going to have pretty quickly tonight too hard. But if you look in the thumbnail for the channel on YouTube, it kind of has a... Oh, this is the guy I was running around with last time. This is my Willbender, bro. I ran into this guy in World vs. World. It kind of gives you an intro into sort of what we're going to be going through. I'm trying to figure out how I could describe this without giving away the game too hard, but essentially go through stats. I try to min-max my precision because if you didn't know, you need to crit on Bladesworn to do any kind of damage at all. Look at this man with his tonic. And in order to do that, you need 100% crit chance, which is very hard to do on some classes and very easy to do on other classes. So it is what it is. But we have found a way to get 100% crit chance while not running strength this time, which gives us that flat 5% bonus, which kind of is cheating. So it's kind of leading into that as well. Yeah, it's my Willbender friend. I ran into this guy in EBG last night. It's a lot of fun. They're tearing it up. He's pretty good. I'm gonna maybe invite him. Actually, we could just go to EBG. Are you guys T2 this week? I don't know, but we're fighting Maguma, which kind of sucks. So I wasn't like a huge fan of it. But it's honestly, we've had some really good commanders. Sorry, I'm going to try to mute my microphone when I adjust it this week because I know when I actually touch the arm of it, it tends to screw everything up. There we go. Get it a little bit closer to my face. That's sweet, sweet ASMR. Maguma last week, hated it. It's not that bad, Moon. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Because we've had like some boss-ass commanders this week. I don't know if it's SF commanders or what. Like we're in 3rd place, but like we're doing alright. At least when I've been running around. But yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Toasty Orion as well as Yen for subscribing. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Goes right into the giveaways, and we will be doing our giveaway first, our trivia first tonight in about 15 minutes. So again, get your thinking cap on. The only hint I'm really going to give for the trivia question, just in case Ares shows up and reads my mind again, because he has this habit of doing this, is that it has something to do with the thumbnail on YouTube. So rip if you're not on YouTube, but it's not a super hard trivia question, but it's also kind of an esoteric trivia question. If you spent any time in the build editor, you will probably know the answer to this. Oh, dang, he's going Tempest. Get that. Go there and look. There you go. But yeah, grab the free emotes if you're on Twitch. We have a lot of good ones. I need ideas for more, but if you guys let me know, I'll make them. We have a clapping one pending as well as a birthday one I think I'm going to make. So I want to get those for you guys because it's kind of courteous and it's kind of fun. Let's see what we've got coming up in Guild Wars to try to sort of go over today. So, things to keep an eye out for. Let's get a better song going here. We have The Best Festival, Super Adventure Box, coming back on April 19th, which is pretty fun. Wow, that's actually kind of late. I'm dropping food for you. Come here. Use this. Tempest, bro. I'm going to be like, I don't know if you want to go Tempest. I was like, I don't do damage. You're not going to fail. We'll have an RNG giveaway as well tonight, Gibbs. Oh, yo. Speaking of bag slots, Sergio, when and if you catch the VOD, check this shit out. Eat your heart out, chat. I was trying to figure out what I could actually do with my gold other than just give it to people. And I'm now 4,000 gold poorer, but this is what peak performance looks like, yo. Max bag slots on one and only character. I've never had max bag slots. I usually only get the default 4 or 5 or whatever they give you with 20 slot bags, but yeah, it took some no more exactly, Gibbs. I never have to sort my inventory again. Chat can never bother me about it. Just time to fill it up with useless garbage. Oh, it's gonna be so good. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thanks for giving me ideas for the builds. Thanks for giving me feedback on like what I can do better. Yo, it took me a while, and the only reason I was able to do it at all was a bunch of them are Boreal Trunks, which are the cheapest ones, but a lot of these are Pillagers packs as well, which are slightly cheaper if you have the World versus World nonsense, which I did, finally, so it's good. Yeah, it took a while. Even while I was making these bags, I was in the process of, I was like, oh my god, this takes even more than I thought it did. So that was like another 1,000 gold or whatever I had to put in the buy orders for the runes and whatever it is. This guy's like, why are you killing the bots? And I'm like, stacks of precision, bro. Oh, man. All right, chat. Dang, there's people. I need to be in the right weapon, though. Don't attack me. Please. Thank you. Thank you, kind soul beast. You will now die. Ooh, I even hit him with my heal skill. It's too good, chat. Soul beast, bro? Thank you. Oh dear, we're in the wrong control set. What? The retargeting, though. Hell yeah. No, it's a catalyst. I thought we got the NG down. Damn it. This guy's like floating. Ooh, it did the thing. It did the thing where you can just use it in place. That was pretty sick. And yes, K-Moon is right. March 26th through April 2nd is account sale upgrades. They're doing this thing where, what's it called? About every 3 months, the game just completely goes on sale. So if you did buy it recently, this is something that I had a bunch of people comment on my channel, actually. Don't despair. You can actually put in a support ticket pretty easily for this game, and they will credit your account for, like, you know, they'll refund you the difference or whatever it is. Damn it. Fuck. Well, fuck me. So if you bought it at, like, not sale prices, if you put in a support ticket, they usually are pretty good about giving you the actual refund or, like, the difference. If you bought it recently, not if you bought it, like, a year ago. But, you know. Dang, this man is healing me with his legendaries. Check it out, rush tracking, chat. It's a thing. Question, fighting Ellie, trouble fighting some. Whenever they go out of water, you have to pressure them. Joctophy. Whenever you see them exit water and you can see the buff on their bar, you want to pressure them. But other than that, you have to watch out for the magnetic auras and such, because they're just going to have a lot of it, and magnetic aura hurts, especially if you're in a group and they're reflecting, like, your allies' projectiles and such. One of the reasons I'm reticent to do this video at all was because this is a world versus world only build, and I've been trying to make my builds more accessible for people, predominantly that, like, for people with new intro gear. So this is absolutely the opposite of that. I don't know what the opposite of accessible is. I guess de-accessible? No, it's fine. We die together. But this is it. This is the optimal, in quotes, trying to min-max certain stats in order to do stupid pseudo things that no one else would possibly spec into. But this will give you a really good idea of how to, you know, if you're trying to min-max for power, or if you're trying to min-max for defense or support or whatever. This will give you an idea of how to do that. So don't despair. This will not be a completely useless stream, just a mostly useless stream that you will never use in real life. So harder to pressure Ellie if they're on Earth too. True. Maddie could probably give better feedback, but than I do, at least, because I don't play a lot of Ellie. The most I played was like Condi Weaver. But don't pressure them in Earth. So sort of save your buttons, because they're not really going to do much pressuring in Earth either. The kind of crappy part is you're supposed to pressure them when they're in like fire or air, but that's also when they're doing all of their damage. So you really just kind of need to watch for whenever they swap out of water and then pressure them then. I might actually change the title of this stream. I remembered what I was going to call it. Hang on. Hold, please. I still haven't actually repaired my keycaps and my keyboard, so I have no escape key. There we go. Sorry, chat. Thanks for hanging in there. Little title change. YouTube's glitching out. YouTube's glitching out. Okay, well, YouTube will decide whether or not the title wants to change. Whatever. How you doing, chat? How's your week going? Hopefully well. It's finally getting warm in New York. It is just in time for, you know, winter to end. Also, just shout out to the world and globalism in general. I want to issue a just broad complaint to whoever's in charge of Earth right now. Workout supplements are expensive. I bought creatine today for the first time since 2022 because I stocked up right at the tail end of COVID when I could find some. Why is it $70 a bottle now? Oh my God. Just weird pseudo complaints that no one gives a shit about or, you know, knows about. It's awful. It's awful. I remember back when you couldn't pay people to take supplements. Dude, it's nuts. Especially like food. I was really looking forward to like growing up and having a job and being able to pay for food because I grew up pretty poor. And I grew up and have a job and have some money, but not a lot. And food's still fucking expensive. It's awful. I can't stand it. It's so annoying. Let's set an objective, chat, so we're not running around here just complaining about Earth's problems and the useless futility of them. Let's go here. Yeah, like the powder ocean bat. You can get it in capsules too. It's cheaper if you just get it in the powder though and shake it into a drink. You do like 3 weeks on, 1 week off. I like this guy. He's very polite. I say before he, like, you know, drops a hard R 8 times in a row. What are you guys enjoying in the patch, though, chat? Let me know. I've been catching up with, like, Muckluck's support videos. I'm a huge fan of him playing things that I don't understand. Just like, you know, I try to disseminate my useless Bladesworn knowledge to the masses for those who are interested in it. He plays a lot of support builds, and he tends to get really good feedback on his videos, even if he, you know, doesn't play a thing. So I've been, you know, watching Heal Scrapper and whatnot. Really interesting stuff. There was one comment that I saw that was pretty interesting where it's like Warrior Thief and NG these days, since they, you know, Mechanist notwithstanding, really need to, like, spec into doing stuff. I don't know if I agree with the full comment where they were like, you know, homogenizing boons was a terrible idea, but it's definitely an interesting discussion of whether or not it was worth it, you know, over the past 2 years or whatever it was. Where they were like, everything needs to do alacrity and technically be a support. And it's like, well, technically everything is. Warrior still sucks. Spectre still kind of sucks. I don't even know if healing quickness Deadeye is a thing. There's a video for him, man. Weird esoteric support builds. Is this man using pistol? I can't tell. I think he's just dagger. Yeah, he's definitely just dagger. Alright, chat. Support Chrono with rifle, super fun. That's good, because I've heard support Mirage is not, because it doesn't give alacrity. But it's good that Chrono is, at least. I don't know why it doesn't give alacrity. It's very strange. Alright, so get your trivia hats on, chat. This will relate into what we're going to be going over. So don't fret here. But we're going to take this camp and then do some trivia. I gotta just trust that this guy knows what he's doing, is running around with him, tearing it up. I think we're both playing too conservatively. But we'll do our trivia question first. How my bot works is you have to be followed on Twitch. You do not have to be followed on YouTube, but thank you if you are subscribed. It is appreciated. I make zero money from this, so, you know, just get subscribed if you like the content. But how it will work is you type ! The answer in chat. And our first trivia question is, aside from expertise, right, what is the hardest stat to build for? I will give you a clue. Go look at the thumbnail of the YouTube video. I will give you another clue. So if you think it's, you know, power, type ! Power in chat. If you think it's Condition damage, type exclamation point condition damage in chat. And you got a little bit of time to get those in, but I will explain. Don't you worry. This man's a Charkar. You haven't seen a Charkar, it's a pretty cool tactivator. It's like one of the cooler things they put in the game, definitely. Everyone's like, what is this whenever you see one? It's very funny. Oh, and I glued my sticks down, so we shouldn't have as much of a problem as we did with that. I didn't actually know Charkars were affected by conditions. What was the question? What is the hardest stat other than expertise to build for? So, like, think that, you know, what is the hardest stat to min-max or get 100 of? This is a little bit of a, you know if you know question, a little bit of a read pseudo's mind question. So don't despair. We will have, I'll do 2 RNG giveaways to make up for it later in tonight. So if you don't know, just type something random. I would recommend not typing expertise because I said other than expertise, but, you know, you do you. I like that this man just wants to play the video game. He's just like, what is this world versus world game mode? I think he's like a mithril. Maguma Footman. I feel like a shitbag. Something random. There you go, Luchador. Love your name. Appreciate it. So, like, Gibbs has entered precision. That is how you enter, so it'll be exclamation point, whatever stat you think it is. Your options are healing power, concentration, condition damage, precision, technically expertise, ferocity. What was this? Is guys gotta listen. Can't just be here for the dope music. That's my job. What is the hardest stat? Is our first question of the night. What is the hardest stat other than expertise to build for in this game? That is a good answer. We had some good answers. No one's typed expertise yet. I'm proud of all of you. I'll give you a hint. Think of the effect of the stat. Whoa, we're in like sliding blade sworn mode. That was interesting. That happens when you run out of flow and try to trigger dragon trigger. Oh damn, look at this. Look at this duel that's going on over there. Untamed versus what is this guy? He's good as what he is. He hasn't dropped below. Oh, he's like a druid. Flame. Hell yeah. Condition duration would be expertise. And that's the one I explicitly said it was not, Moon. But you may enter expertise if you would like. I am not going to stop you. I just play the game. Yeah, I just work here. You can change it. Don't worry. I'm going to give you that one for free. Other than expertise, what is the hardest stat to build for? Because you are technically correct. Expertise or condition duration is actually the hardest thing to get to 100%. That's why a lot of things have extra condition damage or condition duration traits that are flat percentage boosts built into them. And our prize is 25 gold for this. And don't despair if you lose or have no idea or can't read my mind. We will be doing 2 RNG giveaways after this. But in my ongoing efforts to both prove that everyone's an idiot, including me and my audience, but mostly me, and no one knows what they want, I thought I would actually answer the request and show off. I don't know why I put this other catapult right next to this one. That was stupid of me. That dicking around in the build editor is very nuanced. Yeah, that was my fault. Is what it is. Grub's angry. It's awake. Concentration. Good answer. It will take your last entered value, so if you think it's power, you can change it to that. If you think it's condition duration, you can change it for that. You should like the video. I loved your comment the other day, Steve. That was funny. Yeah, give it a thumbs up if you like it. It's not required. Like I said, I don't make any money from this bullshit, so it just helps that. Oh God, metrics! Run! 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 So maybe I can show off the mobility on this if I don't run into too many trees here, chat. Hey, does this guy want to fight? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, he just wants the Zerg stomp. Rush tracking, help me out! There it is. Got another 8 minutes to enter. Don't worry, you may also discuss with chat members and try to bait them. Although I will give it to everybody who gets it right. So don't worry. Yeah, if you like this sort of thing, hangouts, chill music, stream Monday, Wednesday, if it just showed up in your feed and you don't know why, check us out. Got a pretty chill building community. It's pretty awesome. And we are growing, so shout out to you guys. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And if you're not, let me know what I can do better, because I do this for fun. No knock against people that don't, but I just enjoy streaming and enjoy disseminating my useless Bladesworn and build knowledge to the masses. Man is very tanky for a willbender. He has called his Zerg. Oh yeah, we gone. Oh dear. We have reached an impasse, chat. Ah, if only I had a teleport. What's up, Pseudo? Shouted you out in my last video. Oh, thanks. I do not watch many YouTubers other than like my own videos because I'm a vainglorious idiot, as well as Muckluck Silhouette, but thank you. I hope you're enjoying the content. Appreciate it. Maybe I will go watch it. I am attuned to about 3 people on YouTube because I do it as a job, and I find it very difficult to go home and also do marketing and engage in the media that I consume almost all day. But I get you. Thank you. I hope it was good. I hope it was good things. Even if it wasn't, I take criticism, so appreciate it as always. Healing power. Yep, you are entered, Sethrunda. I wanted to make sure. I tried. Sometimes my bot just doesn't like grab people, so it is what it is. Yeah, if anyone out there catching the VODs or anything has any comments of like what I can do better, things you'd like to see on the channel, because mostly I'm just like running around with Bladesworn on Mondays doing trivia and whatnot about stupid build editor things, let me know. If there's a specific class you'd like to see, like we had a request for Willbender, I'm working on that one Willbender build that everyone runs, so look forward to that. But we had Selly Harbinger the other night, still broken as ever. Oh, thanks, man. I don't know. I've been wanting to do like an intro guide for World versus World, but Muckluck has like all of those covered so hard, and I'd rather him get the clicks than me. So it's really just like, you know, I don't know what I could add to that discussion other than here's stupid nuanced things that only you would know if you played like 1,000 hours of this crap. Which I still might do. I mean, that's kind of tonight's video, right? Played Herald based on your recommendations so far. Absolutely loving it. To Chucky, that's awesome. Again, like Vindicator didn't get that dumpstered, so you can probably just take the build from Vindicator, but it sounds like you already know what's up. Game's old, bro. Yeah, I know. It is. It's 10 years old. It's got some jank to it, but that's kind of why I love it. And I wouldn't still be here if it wasn't good. So I just want to have, you know, entertain the masses, use my useless build knowledge for something positive attitude as much as I can. Anet does a lot well, and they do a lot, you know, questionably, just like everything. Everybody and everything. I think both are equally important. Yo, enter our giveaway, Silhouette, while you're here. If you win, I'll send you money. What is the hardest stat to enter or build for other than expertise? Or anybody else watching? Type exclamation point that stat in chat. And if you check the thumbnail, that is your hint. Nice, I just targeted that archer even though we're fighting 3 people. Tab targeting, dude. It's a thing. Oh yeah, run. Run, man. Run. Don't save me. This is like awkward because both of us are like spending too much time trying to save the other. Probably do the drawing after this fight, so get those entries in chat. If you are on Twitch, you do need to be followed. If you are on YouTube, you just need to exist. It's just how my bot works. Take it up with the YouTube API, people. Dang, our Ellie bro's going in. Good for him. I'm kind of low on health, though. I try to duck out here. There we go. If you can give your out like you're running with an Ellie and you can give them like a second to heal, they can generally heal up pretty well. Ooh, we got some fight. Ooh, rip the frames! Rip the frames, the Zerg's here! Ah, oh, chat! Reinforced by a Zerg. We just got on your lefted. I think his channel is an ASMR channel. Yeah, his voice blows my... I hate my voice, first of all. Second of all, I think his setup's better and blows mine out of the water. Very solid ASMR, dude. Yeah. What do we got? 2 minutes, chat. What is the hardest stat to build for? Last time I'll ask. Other than expertise. And again, this is a very... Not a very, but a somewhat subjective answer. So unless you can read my mind, there will be different things that are harder to build for on different classes. You'll notice that Thief, it's very hard to build precision, for example, whereas other classes will have just a bunch of flat, like Engineer has a bunch of flat critical chance increasing traits. I'm talking sort of in general across all 9 of them. What is the hardest to build for? Ow. That is a Condi Berserker. Man, and moving. Nope. Nope. Alright. Let's go back. Thank you, Max Payne. Entered concentration. The 11th hour. On anything. So you'd have to do exclamation point precision if that, so across the all 9 silhouette. Just like what is in general, if you've spent any time in the build editor, the hardest to build for across all classes. So think like what is the hardest thing to get to max stats. So 100% crit chance or 100% boon duration or something like that. The highest power value you could conceivably have, etc. For a functional build, I guess. It's a very esoteric question, which is why I'm going to double my RNG giveaways. I don't think it's a very fair question, but, you know, it kind of illustrates what I wanted to talk about tonight. Toughness is a good answer. And I feel a little bad. I am going to lock with, like, if for nothing else, sort of make this into an RNG giveaway. And just be like, did you read Pseudo's mind correctly? So there are plenty of valid arguments that you could make for other things, which is kind of why I said other than expertise. So I don't I want to preface this again. This is more of a read my mind question, but it's also from what my 11 years in this game, this is the answer that I've come up with. Yeah, the math will come later, Gibbs. Don't you worry about that. Let's go to Armistice and show off my new collection of chairs, though. Alright, we have 30 seconds or until this load screen finishes. Thank you, Magus, for the follow. Why don't you get an entry in while I'm in a loading screen? Spent 0 time in the build editor. Oh, you're missing out, dude. And shout out to McLeod as well. I know arenanet named a NPC after him in I think it's wing 4. But if you didn't know, the dude at the end of the escort is sort of nicknamed after MacLeod, the dude who manages the build editor, who, you know, is my personal hero. Kind of like how Siege Master Dolphy is named after Scott Pilgrim, the star of the Scott Pilgrim comic series. Anyway, chat, we got a drawing to do. So, we have some entries for, we have one entry for toughness, we have a couple entries for ferocity, we have one entry for concentration. Got trait modifiers, many classes, virtues, and dragon hunter assassin stats. Yep, that is a good explanation. Healing power, concentration. No one entered power. Smart people. Alrighty. So, again, apologies. There are plenty of valid arguments for other stats, but I will pull up the build editor and show you guys why. The answer that I have come up with through my 10 years of build crafting is precision. And there's a reason for that. In PvE, it's a little bit easier. So apologies for the abrupt transition here, but we're going to jump over to Firefox. So Gibbs wins with precision, and I will explain why. Precision, and again, this is going to be different for different game modes a little bit, because in PvE, for example, you have your crit chance modifiers will be different. Your what's it called? Fury gives you 5% more crit chance in PvE than it does in World versus World. So if you're not familiar with this window, apologies. This is what the next, 15 minutes are going to look like. So skip ahead if you don't like math. But people have been asking me for this. So this is something I think I'm going to jump into a Killer Instinct soundtrack and sort of explain, because it is a build channel. And again, it's my channel, tough. But I will send you the math in a second. Gibbs, or the math, the money in a second. But basically I want to explain. So, how my build process works. A lot of people have asked me this, and I don't want to do just one video on this, because there's an intro to using the build editor video that's needed. There's an intermediate video, and then there's the long video, the expert video. And again, this is useless knowledge. So don't feel like you need to file this away in your brain. But for those interested, this is from my 10 plus years of experience just tooling around in the build editor. And again, this is literally my relax activity. So, hit it up. From what I've found, precision is the hardest stat to build for. So it's not just on warrior. It is also the most valuable stat in any game mode. If you do the math, precision, because you start off with 150% ferocity, and I won't go into this in super detail, this will be more of the intro video, but you start off with a 150% crit chance here, with 0 ferocity. And precision thus adds the most to your damage value. Ferocity is also a good guess, as is toughness. There's no actual ferocity infusion in the game, there's only 8, not 9 infusions, so you actually can't fill out your ferocity. However, ferocity, you gain 1% damage, or critical damage, every 15 points of ferocity. You need 21 points of precision for every 1% crit chance. That automatically devalues precision over ferocity. Technically, you also need 25 power for every 1% damage increase, but it kind of logarithmically scales, and without boring everyone to death, the TLDR on this is, because you need 21% or 21 points of precision per 1% critical chance increase, precision is going to be the hardest, other than expertise, to get 100% value, even if you're accounting for the 20% or 25% that you get from Fury. This is why even on Snowcrow's builds these days, there are still builds in PvE that take a couple precision infusions, because it is more advantageous to take those precision infusions than it is, for example, to take a precision food and try to fill it out with power, because they have hit the cap of power, what power will yield, and they would rather take like ferocity power, or power and ferocity food rather. So that's also why you have things that are, Sigil of Accuracy, which gives you 144 or 41 stat points total, versus something like Sigil of Concentration, which gives you 150. Because 15 points into concentration will give you a 1% stat in point. And just in case I've lost everybody so far, which I'm going to assume I have, the reason I bring this up, and the title card of today's stream, is relating to, obviously, you know, because I play one thing and it's the center of my existence, probably in an unhealthy way, it is very difficult to min-max crit chance on a warrior and still have any kind of appreciable functionality otherwise. For a while, I was actually running a food that isn't even ascended that would give you 150 points of precision because it's the only way to get the precision. And I had a piece of berserker gear in here, and I was like, well, what if I want to switch out of strength, right? Like, so for example, I have strength that adds 5% here. That gives you an unbelievable amount of leeway compared to something like running 2 trait lines that don't have that built-in 5%. So if you want to min-max, for example, and you take a build that has the strength bonus, you know, the 5% from strength, you have to do some numbers playing in order to get to that point where you can run tactics and defense, or discipline and defense, or something similar. Think like explosives and inventions on NG, right? Something very equivalent without running the trait line that gives you crit chance, like arms or strength would on warrior, or firearms would on engineer, for example. But the answer is precision. So the challenge then becomes, and what I want to get to with this is, how do you min-max your stats to do what you want to do? In my case, for example, I've been, you know, refining this trash can of a Bladesworn build for a while because I love the class despite what's been done to it. And the question is, how do we get to 100% crit chance? How do we do this? Well, we have a stacking sigil in our offhand. That's not great, but I was running one anyway, right? That's neither here nor there, and this doesn't really prevent me from playing the class. So, with a stacking sigil, we get to 80% crit chance, so we have good fury uptime. The problem then becomes, what if you want to build precision as well as something like 100% boon duration, or in my case 96 for this alacrity, right? It's really difficult. So if you're ever building out something, take note that precision is not only one of the most ubiquitous stats, unlike you'll see these are all fairly common things, marauders, commander, assassins, you know, it's on almost every stat somewhere, right? But it's actually the hardest because it gives you the lowest bang, or one of the lowest bang for your bucks, in order to get to 100, whether it's PvE or PvP. And I will put this in chat as well in the description, but essentially maxing my precision this way was only possible because I remembered that commander's gear existed. Before, I wasn't using any commander's gear on this build, and I was trying to still do damage while like with diviner's gear, which has very little precision on it comparatively, while maxing boon duration. So by throwing some commander's gear on this build, and we were able to switch our food from regular food to ascended food, and we were also able to switch off of strength and run, sorry, that's the wrong build, hang on, and run defense tactics. And the reason I wanted to do this is because tactics, as much of a trash fire as it is also, lets you run Empower Allies, which is flat, just might generation for existing, as well as martial cadence, which is one of the only actual Grandmaster traits on Bladesworn that actually changes up the playstyle. So take this for what you will. I'm going to try to find the other build just so I can put this in the VOD for comparison. Yeah, here it is. So this is what I was running. So you have this build, you have these stats, they're on the thumbnail, and then you have this. This is what I was running, and in order to get from B to A, we had to do, if Firefox will load, which it never will, we had to do a lot of like min-maxing of playing around with stuff. And I understand this is not everyone's cup of tea. Again, just figured I would throw this out there, but this is how I build craft. I go, what do I want my build to do? I want it to be mobile. Well, how do I get it to be mobile? Well, it needs swiftness and it needs aggressive onslaught, because aggressive onslaught functions as our speed relic here. So we're trading off speed relic for relic of the defender in this build. This is the one I started with, and we gain relic of the defender. Whenever you block an attack, you gain healing, but we also have some ability to gain like mini super speed if we press, you know, a CC button, or if we press something like Frenzy, which is what I had here before, which essentially functions as giving yourselves, you know, in quotes, almost super speed, right? But how do we get from B to A? How do we get from, you know, running all of this strength, you know, getting the free 5% crit chance with strength in order to get this over to here? Well, we're going to need to swap out some concentration. Well, we're going to need to swap out some infusions, change them all to precision, move some stuff around, run more assassin's gear. Then how do we compensate for the assassin's gear? put it into boon duration. You get the idea. We had to throw in sigil of accuracy on here, and that gave us a little bit more power budget to throw into ferocity. Again, this is mostly supposed to be for just an intro build, intro to the build editor. I don't want to bore people too much, but that's sort of what I start with. And then from that, we were able to take, just to find it 1 second, we were able to take, you know, relying on strength for most of our steroids. Yes, it's for roaming, to answer your question. Thank you, chat. We were able to take this steroid line, which does basically nothing and isn't fun, and move it over to a line that at least gives us quickness whenever we hit with a burst skill, because Lord knows Dragon Trigger doesn't do damage. We were able to get auto might generation, and we were able to switch the Defender Relic, which you could still definitely run to be even more tanky, to a Relic of Speed. So again, take this for what you will. Play around with it. Enjoy. Ask me questions if I cut this into a VOD, which I probably won't. But this is why I sort of haven't done a intro to build crafting video, why I haven't done an intermediate one, and why I haven't done an expert one, because I don't know. It's very difficult to play around with numbers just to get back into our roaming stuff. Let me send you money, Gibbs, real quick. It's very difficult to play around with numbers live as while I'm like explaining, okay, I'm moving this around here, while I'm explaining, okay, change this stat to this means this needs to go here, and actually be entertaining, right? Even if I do that in a VOD, it's going to be, here's the starting thing, here's the ending thing, you know, skip everything that's in the middle, right? Can we see it in action? Yeah, if you want to see it in action, rewind 30 minutes, but absolutely I will jump back into EBG and we'll do our two giveaways for RNG. So sent you off the money, Gibbs. Good job. That is, again, just based on my experience. Precision is the hardest to min-max. The runner-up answer is toughness, because there is no... The stacking sigil for toughness only gives you like 125, because back in the day, toughness used to matter. So martial cadence doesn't proc if you hit an enemy. Empower allies does Ocean Bat. And empower allies, while not being shrugged off, in my experience, unless you're running the shout trait, shrug it off isn't really worth it. The one that will auto-trigger shake it off. And one of the problems I was running into, especially these days, is you don't generate might on a warrior if you don't hit something. And spoilers, Willbender, as well as everything in the game right now, has a buttload of blocks, invulns, dodges, and stuns and stuff to mitigate you actually hitting them, which means you're not going to proc any of your warrior stuff. The upside of running martial cadence is that you can just do this, and then even if you're fighting a Willbender, you can just throw out the 3. The 3 is unblockable and is your longest range one. That's probably your best opener on this build. And again, it won't hit 100% crit chance if you get to, unless you get to max stacks of the precision sigil, which you almost never do, but people have asked me for this, so there you go. There's your intro to build crafting video. And now this guy's going to try to ambush me at the worm while I'm in the wrong weapon set, so I need to run away like a bitch because I'm not in staff. So it is what it is. But as you can see, extremely mobile, especially out of combat. Obviously, but still. There we go. 2, 1, I can go back in. All right. Switch to staff here. Nice, chill, the fairest condition. I love Dragon's Tooth so much. It is the worst designed thing that they have ever made. But as you can see, I still even have my heal skill in reserve. I really enjoy, what's it called? Defiant Stance as a heal skill. You can kind of use it as a mini stun break, even though it has like a year-long cast time. It says it's a 1/4 second. That is an absolute goddamn lie, especially when you're actually in combat. But it is what it is. I've always tried to make Defiant Stance work, even back when it wasn't popular, when Blades 1 first came out and everyone thought it super sucked when Daring Dragon existed. But the problem with this build, and again, everything's always changing, no build is perfect, I try to mention this a lot. No build you make is going to be good right out of the gate. You see this with a lot when I like start theory crafting on like something I don't natively play, like Untamed or Elementalist or whatever. No one wants to, everyone wants to watch the montage of, oh, I'm God kills and stuff. No build or no player is going to be good at a build right out of the gate. You're going to have to get used to where your buttons are. Don't feel bad with that. It's like picking up a new character in a fighting game every time you tweak one thing, right? In order to play it optimally, in quotes, to the best of your ability, you're going to need to be comfortable with it. So again, that's why when people ask me, my number one piece of advice is just play what you enjoy, play what you're comfortable with. If you want to dig into build crafting, optimization land, then we can talk and I can give you advice that's useless, and you will never ever use anywhere else in your life. But I can definitely give you that. The problem with this build, as Shaktify mentions they have to change their stuff up, is that I try to make, especially these days, a lot of my builds accessible to new people. And this one is, again, the opposite of whatever that is. You need exactly those infusions. You need exactly those pieces of gear. No one's going to have that weird set of commander's gear, lying around. No one's going to have that set of assassin's gear lying around. And the only reason it works is because I was able to sit in the build editor for, I enjoy it, but other people would probably hate it, for like an hour and a half just throwing stats around. I actually, even once I got to this build, I allocated my time for the day unbelievably poorly, because if you'll see, there's about 3 points of concentration that I should technically be able to take away and put into power. So I should be able to get +5 power, -3 concentration somehow if I played around with the stats, because also, again, certain pieces of gear give percentage-wise better stat allocation than others. So this is getting into the weeds without going into it too much or just rambling, but I couldn't do it. I tried random, I tried using my brain, I tried math, and I'm sure there's some actuary shouting at their screen saying, oh, if you want to do that, you just swap these pieces of gear out. I couldn't do it for like 2 hours after I made this thing. That's why I enjoy it, because min-maxing in this game, there is still room for it. It's insane, but you can do it. Aggressive onslaught, since you need to depend on dragon trigger hitting, but I mostly do PvP where you can't max out stats. Yes, that's the other problem with a lot of my builds right now. That's why I really enjoyed my original Daring Dragon build, is it could take advantage of things that weren't very popular, like arms, at the time, and you could run it in PvP. This you absolutely cannot run in PvP because there's no concentration stats in PvP, and you need to max out, you need the 96% boon duration for the build to work, because you get a lot of your damage from having all those boons. You get, obviously, boons are good. You get a lot of boon duration, which means boons are even better. And then you get actual more damage from the trait in tactics that says every, 1% for every boon you have on you. And I have, 5 right now? 7? Which is 7%, which is, again, how you make up a lot of the damage from losing strength. So it's, a lot of build crafting is that fight of, okay, +1, -1, how do we make up for this? How do we lose this? How do we move this around? But yeah, if you have gear suggestions, or if you want to tell me what you have, I'll give you advice. I live in the build editor. It's not useful for buying groceries or, a job, but I'd love to give you guys advice if you want it. So let me know. Also, things to note when actually playing this, now that we've gotten out of, I'm sure everybody's unsubscribed from the channel. Now we got rid of the losers chat. That's what I'm trying to say. But, sorry. Things to note when playing this build. Typically, I play with snap to ground target. It helps me with a lot of my mesmer targeting, especially because I play on a controller. I actually toggled that off on this because I found I would accidentally toggle it on and then staff 3 or staff 2 right back into the enemy. Which for some reason hadn't been a problem when I was running with Greatsword, but it's just in the position with my controller setup that I could not get out of the habit of just like, oh, I'm running back into him and now I'm dead. So I toggled that off. You don't really have a need for snap to ground target, because unless you're like, I don't know, for whatever reason, really desperately trying to hit the enemy with your staff 2, the Valiant Leap, it's not going to really do much for you. But things we gain with this, I need better, more fun music, jeez. Couple things you gain from over the other build is you gain Bull's Charge, which is Bull's Charge. Always good to have an actual utility on your bar. Unfortunately, you still need to run Signet of Fury, but Signet of Fury in order to max out your precision. But Signet of Fury is actually a really good initiation tool. especially considering that it gives you 4 seconds of that boosted ferocity, and only has a 12-second cooldown with this build because of the alacrity. So it is what it is. Again, +1, -1. And we get the all-important speed relic, which is one of my favorite, and probably one of the best relics in World vs. World. Are you bored yet, chat? The 3 people who have been asking for it got their wish, and I did a build thing. I hope y'all enjoyed. That is an early distortion. Poor guy. You're still here. Well, you won money. I don't have any doubt that you're still here. Kick isn't a bad skill, Ocean Bat. The problem is, you just don't have space on your bar for kick. It's kind of like I made a little mini community post. I was like, what skill do you always want to take that you just don't have room for? And toward the end of that strength defense build that I was running, I was actually running Fear Me on it instead of Frenzy. Because again, you have 100%-ish alacrity uptime on this. You actually don't, because Dragon Trigger takes time to charge and cast, but whatever. Fuck you, ain't it? It is what it is. The reason I was running Fear Me is this hits in a 600 radius, is unblockable, counts as a CC, applies weakness, and also triggers aggressive onslaught, which is basically the same thing as Frenzy, except I can use Fear Me while I'm in Dragon Trigger or doing anything else to set up confirms, right? Fear Me and Kick aren't bad skills. Their numbers just need to be adjusted. It's really weird. Like, you know, little tweaks, ain't it? I would love that over holy shit, we need to redo Warrior. Kept dying at the beginning of fights, had to adjust. Yeah, I'd probably do terribly in Zergs, but I really want to make a pro Zerging support build. I had one for Druid, but then Glyph of the Stars got nerfed and Alacrity got removed, so I didn't end up putting that video out. So we may be doing that a little bit later, is what it is. Chat, I've rambled enough. Thank you for enduring it, the people that did. Whether you wanted money or whether you enjoy build crafting or whether you're just here for the hangout. Gracias. But we will do our RNG giveaway. All you need to do is type !builds in chat. I wish Fear Me was a stun break. Fear Me doesn't need to be a stun break. That's the thing. It's like all the teleports on Mesmer. It's instacast. It's good enough without being a stun break. Like, you can use it as a stun. I know what you mean. I wish it was a stun break too. But you can, like, if they knocked the cooldown of Fear Me down to 40 or even 30 seconds and made the fear, like, not as long, it would be just as good as a stun break. In my opinion, anyway. I'm probably, you know, it doesn't stun break you. That's objectively wrong. But, like, you know, you sort of know what I mean. Where it's 600 radius unblockable fear that hits you unless you're literally invulnerable or evading, right? I think it may actually even hit you when you're evading, because there's a couple skills in the game that do that, but don't quote me. But going into setups for this build, I'll pretend I have 0 flow and I'm initiating here. Get the Dragon Trigger off. Then you just roll through all of your Gunsaber abilities, because arenanet wants us to just play Spam Sworn. You know, I love them, but I hate the Spam Sworn style. But while you have the quickness, you basically roll through all your abilities. Tactical Reload. Your next one will charge faster, because Tactical Reload will apply this weird buff that makes your Dragon Trigger charge faster. You can do things like set up for Bull's Charge. Again, this doesn't really do damage, so mostly use it as an actual, like, initiation tool. Keep in mind that Bull's Charge will give you a stack of stability, boosting your damage. So after you Bull's Charge, you're going to want to follow it up with, like, Gunsaber stuff. You won't be in Greatsword. You'll be in Staff. Staff combos are actually really good, because Staff gives you this really unique thing that a lot of people, I think, overlook, and that's this 3 stacks of unblockable, which means, thank you guys, got your entries, appreciate it. No other real thing on an actual weapon does this, right? So that kind of frees up a whole utility slot where you don't need to, don't need to press, how did I get into combat? That was weird. You don't need to take something like Signet of Might, right, for the unblockable stacks. You don't get as many, but you get, 3 versus, oh, that's not what we want. 3 versus 10, right? And 3 is enough. So you can use Line Breaker, kind of like how they intend, set up for a Gunsaber 2, which will daze, give you that stack of stability, or you can use it for Bull's Charge, actually hit them, or you can do all 3. Bull's Charge into Gunsaber 2 into Dragon Trigger, something like that. And again, you'll be doing more damage because you CC'd your target. Old Young was taken. You need to be followed on Twitch. If you want to just follow and then unfollow for the giveaway, that's totally fine. I don't force anyone to do that. But if you don't want to do any of that, you can just come over to YouTube. It's just how my bot works. I'm sorry. If you don't want to do that, I can also just enter you. I try not to force anyone. It's just literally how the, crappy Twitch bot I got works. So sorry about that. Oh, hello. Would you like to fight? Sir. Damn, he pushed his heal skill finally. A lot of people. I also have to turn my brain on when playing this build, but I also really enjoy it, so take that for what you will. The one thing that will screw you more than anything else with this build is chill, because chill is kind of broken right now. So try to only use your 1 on-demand condition cleanse, because your 2 are, cleansing sigil and then actually just pressing shake it off when you have chill on you. It's going to be the thing that's going to screw you up more than anything else. On a 2v1 outside a tower. Pretty good, chat. I'm a fan. Oh, didn't win. Got him up. Fair enough. That was me being dumb. Not keeping track of what I'm fighting. But yeah, I don't want everyone to have to live in the build editor and min-max Bladesworn in order to be able to play it. That's why I've been kind of like avoiding doing a builds video. I think that's very frustrating. I would like them to be able to minimize or min-max things once you have a working build, but in order to even get this build, the conversation going, we need to have crazy infusions for this, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is right now. Maybe that will change in the future. Maybe it won't. Dang, he had his stun break ready. They want me dead. Alright, well, whatever. Bye. No, you can buy the things to stat craft it now, Shoctify. Shocktiffy. Is it Shocktiffy or Shoctify? I feel bad. I keep saying your name wrong. You can buy the insignias to stat change them if you want. Sorry, I thought I was finally out of combat. Revenant wants to fight. Likely. I would imagine that most things run diviners because you're not going to get much out of, like, Celestial Gear's good because it's just more stats better, lol, but like for Hammer, Sword, Warhorn, I would almost go Selly because you're going to get the expertise. And the expertise is going to help you on the immobilizes, and the immobilizes are the strongest thing for Zerging. Like literally, almost period. Silhouette. Aside from that, yeah, you could go some kind of diviners thing, but you don't really... In a lot of situations, you don't need to min-max warrior boons. You're going to get enough value out of them just getting like plus 50% from the Selly gear. The reason I would run something like, what's it called? Selly is again for the, ferocity is a very strong stat. You could run a Sigil of Vision on that, be critting on all of your hits. Yeah, but I'm sure there's some kind of diviners mix or full diviners skier. Full diviners will give you 100% boon duration, but because firework runes exist now and they're so easy to get, as well as leadership, even though they're, you know, I think they're a little bit more expensive now, but you can buy them from the trading post. You don't need to run full diviners anymore. You can get some defense in there or some healing power. I was going to make the two builds I was throwing around when staff came out were staff, sort of like hammer staff spellbreaker and hammer staff berserker, because they play very similar. And I was gonna do things like, you know, hammer staff berserker, and then you would run a relic of Kakarosa, so every time you use the hammer F1 you would blast in an area. You would blast in an area which would heal your allies, which wouldn't be much, but you could build in healing modifiers. And then I think like this is a leap or something. I'm not sure. I like literally don't play anything, but that's not true. But I play a lot of Bladesworn, so I'm not sure if... No, the staff F1 isn't a blast finisher. It was just doing more or healing than it was supposed to. That's what it was. And then again, the hammer things on both Spellbreaker, because it's a daze, would immobilize, and also Berserker, the Rupturing Smash immobilizes and dazes. So, yeah. Hammer Spit Staff Spellbreaker is super fun, because Spellbreaker just, again, it's one of those things that has a trait where whenever it removes boons, it gains adrenaline, which is basically may as well read gains adrenaline for existing in a Zerg, right? So that is what it is. But yeah, get your entries in. We have 2 minutes. Thank you for the follow. Old Young was taken. Appreciated. You may unfollow after the giveaways. It is up to you, but grab the free emotes while you're here. And thank you for the hydrate check, Gibbs. That is also... If you'd like to enter a giveaway, this is our second one of the night. This one's a little bit probably more accessible. So get those entries in. Type ! builds in chat. Caps don't matter. Winds of Disenchantment's really good. The thing with the Winds of Disenchantment, the strongest part about it is the fact that it, for a really long time, didn't actually let new people apply boons. I think they changed that. Claim foes, reduced incoming boon duration. So it reduces it by 33%, which is a far cry from foes no longer can apply boons. Everyone just saw the boon strip and was like, oh, we can't fight in this. But the real strong part of it was the reduced incoming boon duration for a really long time that no one knew about. The funny thing about that as well is for the majority of Winds of Disenchantment / Spellbreaker's life, it's actually been more advantageous to either have a Pocket Tempest just giving you Shocking Aura over and over as a Spellbreaker, or do something like take a Rune of Air back when runes had 6 slot bonuses, or a relic of, or Rune of, what was it? The Surging one from Tangled Depths that was really OP in PvP until they literally took it out because of Spellbreaker, where when you would use when you would use an elite skill or a Rune of Air, when you would use a healing skill, you would give yourself a Shocking Aura. And because, again, the number of things hitting you doesn't actually have a target cap, Winds of Disenchantment has a target cap, even when it was 10, right? Oh, this guy wants to fight while I'm the wrong weapon set. See you, dude. I'm also not fighting you on a shrine with a greatsword. Winds of Disenchantment, even as it is with the OP boon, like, extension trait, so whenever you remove a boon, it removes a boon from, like, neighboring targets, right? That sort of has a target cap, but the thing with Winds of Disenchantment is the actual skill has a target cap, right? Shocking Aura doesn't. Auras don't. So they're just going to hit like whatever's hitting you, which means Spellbreaker is going to be CCing whatever's hitting them with Shocking Aura, which means that you're also going to be removing neighboring boons from whatever's hitting you with Shocking Aura. So it was actually better to take a low cooldown elite skill with something like, what's it called? Sorry, I can't fight and think of builds at the same time. With something like Rune of Surging, or take Winds of Disenchantment and take a Rune of Air, even though the stats were garbage, because you would have a 30-second cooldown, healing skill, or a 25-second cooldown. No, it was 30 on the rune, so it was 30 always, and then you get Alacrity, but no one did that. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. You would have a Shocking Aura, basically, and Winds of Disenchantment, which was very, very powerful, as the TLDR of me rambling while I'm trying to fight this guy. I probably could have killed him like 4 times over by now if I was paying attention. Shout out to him for running Fiery Greatsword. Oh, there's the last 20 of my range not working because God hates me. And they removed it from Dragon Trigger 2. It's too good. Thanks, arenanet. Alright, fine. Die. Thank you for the fight. Appreciate it. So yeah. Sorry, I hope that answers your non-existent question. Get those entries in chat. What are we even doing here? Alright. RNG giveaway. Gibbs can technically win, even though I hope he doesn't. 3, 2, 1, while I get ambushed by the shrine. Dragon Trigger 2 fucking sucks. It's good, but it sucks. Hey Moon Doggy, you have won. Congratulations. So give me a character name I can mail this to or an account name. Give him some congrats, chat. If you're not comfortable with that, just whisper Salem, S-A-L-E-M. All one word. Honestly, I wish my bot gave it to more new people. Maddie won and I was mad about it. But also Maddie's been busy lately and I feel kind of bad. Yeah, give me a character I can whisper. Or an account name, or just whisper Salem, S-A-L-E-M. All one word. And yeah, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Hopefully I don't ramble too much while I'm trying to fight stuff. We will be doing another RNG giveaway, chat. We usually only do one, but I kind of debated everybody with the weird trivia question earlier, so don't despair. I hope somebody out there learned something. And if you have questions about what I was talking about, and, you know, I couldn't go into too much detail because I didn't want to literally bore everybody to death, just ask me in the comments. Like, if you have specifics or, like, I'm trying to do this, here's this build, you know, can you min-max this for me? I have questions on how to start with it. Just ask, dude. You win RNG 3 weeks in a row? Yeah, you're never winning again. That's how math works, right? That's not how real life works, but that's how, like, fake math works. Alright, let's use our 100 blade skill they didn't buff in World vs. World. Let's go. Up, it didn't even get close to killing this guy. I had Gunsaber 2 whiff 8 times in a row last night. I don't think it did a packet of damage while I was using it in this one fight. Alright, I got your name. Thank you, sir, or madam. Appreciated. I wish I could, like, just type emojis into these. I can do the next best thing. I can send you fancy mail carriers. Also, chat. I don't play this video game. I play the build crafting, World vs. World, complain about Bladesworn video game. Mostly irrationally. So, if you guys have ideas for content, let me know, or just like things you want to see, or things you want me to show off. I feel really bad. A couple people on one of my shorts requested that I show off the shocking sky scale or whatever it is, the shocking manticore. I can't do that because I didn't buy them all, and I'm not, you know, I don't get like all of the gems from Delphi. But if you have something that you want to see, you know, and I have it, I'd be happy to show it off. My advice with Gunsaber 2 almost never hitting Shocktify is that try to use it in melee range, because it will sometimes still hit in melee range. I don't want to dox you, I don't want to open my mail. So, like, you know, Doliat coming, maybe 1 packet of damage hit there, and then if I use it in melee range, all of it'll hit, right? So, is what it is. I guess that, you know, I would too like my range damage to actually explode or hit, but, you know, failing that, just try to use it in melee range, because it's really just a melee slice. Which is kind of cool. Unintended, probably, but kind of cool, you know? Had some good fights tonight, chat. But as you can see, like... So, Gunsaber started out as a almost purely melee weapon. The only range thing on it was the 3, which had 3 ammunition and was almost instacast, which is why they scale up the damage now. But it doesn't make sense as an ammunition skill. Rant. These 2 were melee only, your auto attack and your 2, which is a cool idea, but they added projectiles to them, which is like cool, but I would like my projectiles to hit, you know? Half the time this doesn't hit, half the time that doesn't hit. When they do, they hit like a truck, which is cool, but, you know, I'd like the stars to not have to align for my class to work. But it's fun. I'm still playing it. You know, shout out to arenanet. They made a fun thing. It's my janky trash can. I wouldn't... Here's the thing, chat. I would not still be playing this game if it wasn't good 10 years later. This is a fun video game. Like, I tool around in World versus World. I complain a lot. I also praise this game a lot. There's things that you're going to love and hate about anything that you experience after 10 years. It's how life works. So take that with a grain of salt. Whenever I'm complaining about Bladesworn, I'm playing it. So shout out to arenanet for making a really fun thing. It's kind of like, no one likes positivity. Everybody likes haterade because it's easy. But I put on Reddit the other day, I was like, you know what? Shout out to you guys for actually fixing the problems with staff. And I think I got like 1 upvote on that post. Whereas all my ones complaining, critiquing or complaining about Bladesworn will get like eons of upvotes and stuff. And it's like, that's not really fair to them. I don't like the haterade train. I don't like the just easy clickbait videos because, again, Lord knows I'm not doing this for money. I do my job for money, so it is what it is. But again, shout out to you guys for being probably the chillest community I could possibly imagine. So I do want to put that forward and like try to have that positive mentality. I'd like this game to go forever. I really would. I don't think that's feasible. I'm not delusional, but I would like that. That would be awesome, right? Oh my god, Gunsaber 2 killed this guy. Look at that, chat. They fixed it while I was not really, but like... Hey, it did something. It did. There's video evidence. Is he going to rally off his own guard? No, he's not. Oh, man. You can beat all dungeons with only dual warrior maces. You probably can, thanks to power creep, honestly. How am I still in combat? This poor necromancer's like, what's this guy doing? I just want my stacks, man. Rikiel Nefertus. Well, is the quartermaster still alive? God damn it. If you didn't know, the quartermaster gives you stacks as well, chat. Which is why I keep getting caught in Greatsword as kind of a thing. Wizard's Vault. I've Astral Acclaim. Hell yeah. How do I maintain participation, or do I just not care? I do not care. I play this game enough, or when I'm enjoying a build enough, I just usually get up to diamond and don't try to min-max it. I think... How do I phrase this? Is there a specific goal you're trying to do in mind, or you're just looking for like build ideas or video ideas, Silhouette? Because I can give you like what I would do for that. The easiest way is just to park yourself outside a home camp and just take it back every time an enemy takes it. But failing something like that... Yeah, if there's a specific thing you need, like a gift of battle or a reward track you need to finish, or you're trying to make, a video to gear people to do a thing, I think it's easier to sort of aim your goals to do a thing in this game. That guy just wants to escort Doliax. Than to, say, get gift of battle fast, or get Warclaw fast, or take these things, rather than, how do you... I mean, maxing participation's a good general purpose goal, and it leads to those things, right? But there's different ways to do each thing optimally. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's fine. A lot of people just go into EBG and sit on a trebuchet and auto-attack a wall, and that works too, right? I know there were certain... Nice, lagging there. There's certain, like, trading guilds that would pay Zergs to... allow them to have like the scout participation or whatever it is. You can assign participation to 3 scouts, so they would literally just pay them an AFK for gifts of battle, right? While the Zergs were running. That's not technically against TOS. That's absolutely against the letter of the game, or the spirit of the game, not the letter of the game. So, I don't know. Personally, I just enjoy the game mode. I like my lunatic buildsworn, Bladesworn, buildsworn builds. Maintaining participation is easy. The idea is just doing things that give World vs. World XP. Telling you about talking about what to do or waiting for things to happen. Those protections. Yeah, I think he was just asking because, like, it's good to have ideas, or like World vs. World is a weird like thing to get into, right? So not a lot of people know, and I might have some weird nuance ideas for this that other people might not. That's a completely fair question. My goal is to spread build knowledge, after all. That might extend to, that guy did a fuckload of damage. Oh, that's too many. See ya. Get off your cat. And try it. I shouldn't have Condi cleansed that. Oh, I shouldn't have Condi cleansed that. Oh, we're CC'd. That is the downside of this build, chat, is it only has one true stun break. So you're just gonna get hit while like all of your all of your staff skills aren't evades because it's not ranger privilege yet, right? So all of your movement skills on staff are good, but they're like they don't have evades on them or any kind of startup. You know, if this one, for example, gave you the Aegis at the start instead of at the end, it would be a lot better because, you know, Shieldmaster is, in quotes, working as intended and reflects projectiles, but it is what it is. Just take that and, you know, keep that in mind. If you want and you're just worried about stun breaks and you're not an idiot like me, you can run Stomp here instead because it's a very low cooldown CC that still works for like proccing that stability. Also, look at the hilarious tooltip of Stomp, right? It gives you 1 second of stability, which is 2 with this build on startup. It itself gives you 3 seconds of stability when you hit an enemy. And then you'll also get 10 seconds of stability if you actually CC something with the trait. Like, these weird varying stacks of stability. Oh, man. Ooh. Hello, stack. K-Moon Doggy says, I'm in a Zerg guild, so I joined them, but you can sit at the entrance of most maps and just retake basic area right at the beginning. Yeah, I think that's what most people do. That's what my friend who hates World vs. World had to do for the one gifted battle that you need for the weird legendary that I couldn't think of. I think it was a legendary ring. There was no way to get 2 PvE rings at the time. I still don't know if there is, actually. That's how little PvE I play these days. Hell yeah, Gremini, Staff Gaming. It's good. Is it fluid? It's good, though. Numbers on it are ridiculous. You know, it's like the intro of my channel says, if something did 9 million damage, it would be good, right? If it does 1 damage, it's not very good. There's probably some armistice or compromise we can reach between 1 and 9 million. It's like how they just incrementally buffed Offhand Sword on Warrior enough that it eventually was used on a weird PvP Spellbreaker build, and because they nerfed Shield, you know, it's technically a full block. It's there. All of Warrior's other offhands kind of blow. Well, then it got Pistol, which kind of blows but kind of doesn't. Anyway, chat. Second RNG giveaway of the night. Third if you count me being a nutsack at the beginning. Let's see, what should we type in chat? We got 1 minute. Somebody give me a word. A word that's, you know, typable. None of this, you know, not using your brain nonsense. I like staff. We'll do that. That's a solid word. That's a staff out of 10 word. All right. If you would like to enter our second RNG giveaway for 25 gold, type !staff in chat. You have to be followed on Twitch. You do not have to be followed on YouTube. You just need to exist. Or if you're some kind of transcorporeal metaphysical being that doesn't exist and you can type staff, I will give you the gold. I don't know what you would need it for, though. Probably have better things to do with your life. Existence? I've been watching a lot of Returnal playthroughs lately, chat. Very philosophical game. Very good game. No, they have better. They're all following the commander. The other thing to note on this build is we unfortunately gave up Vigor, which is kind of a big important boon when you're running the dodge gives resistance trait. Also to note, I don't know if they actually updated the wiki, but this dodge gives resistance trait only gives 2 seconds on Warrior. It gives 4 because I have max boon duration of 96%. But it only gives 2 seconds in World vs. World in PvP. I think for a while it said 3 in World vs. World, which would have been amazing. But just keep that in mind. You don't want to use your dodges too sparingly, but also, you know, having dodges for stuff is good. This thing is invulnerable. I'm an idiot. Get those entries in chat! ! Staff. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the builds. I will have the description updated on the YouTube VOD, as well as the Twitch VOD. Apparently I can update the descriptions on those, so sorry I haven't been. I've been updating the thumbnails, because I know some people watch on Twitch. Different things get DMCA'd on each platform. It's weird. But don't despair. I will have the min-maxed Bladesworn build updated Again, it's a bear to make. You need a lot of really, really, really specific infusions. So apologies. That's kind of why I didn't want to do it, but it is what it is, and hopefully somebody can gain something from it. That's the goal of all of this. And one day, when they allow infusions in world or in PvP, it will matter. Hi, would you like to get back to your Zerg, or would you like to fight me? I'll give you the option. I'm not going to be a nutsack. Would you like to fight me? Who wants to fight me, chat? We're doing friendlies tonight, though. Oh, yo, shout out to the one Maguma, and I'm sure there's people like this on every server. Shout out to the one Maguma druid that was absolutely hacking last night that I couldn't get footage of when I was just running around. I'm sorry, Chad, I was cheating on you. I was in World vs. World by myself. But, yeah, there's an infinite range hack going around for things like knockdowns and stuff. It's gross. Again, if you cheat in a video game, I think there's legitimately something wrong with you, but also, like, I don't know. It's World vs. World in a 10-year-old game. Who cares? Dang. Gunsaber almost looks like it does damage. The kind of downside with this, I think in any kind of multiplayer game, there's no reason for cheating is inexcusable. That's just my opinion, but I think that's completely like crap. No, it's he was hitting me with a knockdown Gremini, and because I actually made an Untamed build and a Druid build with that hammer, I know what that animation looks like. He was hitting me from like 5,000 range with the knockdown on the hammer, and he would do the animation too. It was only one dude, but like, you know, people are people everywhere. They're going to be amazing and suck. Yeah, it's kind of my opinion. Just put everyone who's going to cheat in like their own server. Let them fight it out. It's always really funny to me when they'll identify cheaters in like a shooter game or whatever, whether it's Tarkov or whether it's anything else, and deliberately like not ban those people, but like deliberately inconvenience them in some way, like make their life harder for playing the game, you know, make them like run sideways or make their reticle deliberately a little bit off, stuff like that. Make it literally impossible for them to hit people. Hey, so what? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Get that entry in. You may win. If Gibbs is to be believed, you will win because you're one of our new dudes. And my bot is weirdly irrationally favoritistic? I don't know. Words are magic. Towards new dudes. Yeah, if you are enjoying the content out there in here, I stream on Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Friday at 9 o'clock, mostly running around. I don't do any of this for money. Nothing against people who do. I think that's a great goal. But Guild Wars 2 is a 10-year-old game after all, so all the money that I get from like Prime subs or Twitch, you know, subs on YouTube, although I haven't monetized that. I think it's just Twitch. It's Twitch ads and Twitch subs. Goes into a giveaway pool that like helps fuel my giveaways, which is how we keep them pretty large. And I do giveaways every Monday or Tuesday, whichever day I can stream. And this Firestalker has aggroed from space, by the way. Look at this thing. He going. He going. He going. He gone. These things are the funniest things in the world. If you've ever had a stalker of any kind in this game, like just one of the PvX ones, yeah, single player games, obviously. Like I used to, you know, build craft in Borderlands, which is, you know, a 1 to 4 person game, and I wasn't gonna farm Dexidius for the perfect drop. There's like a weapon editor you can get for the old Borderlands games, and probably for 3 now, where you could just spawn whatever, you know, max ground out weapon. So yeah, absolutely, I totally understand that. Yeah, but I think cheating can almost be redefined. Ooh, this guy wants to fight as something in a multiplayer game. That's my personal definition of it anyway. Was he running Wall of Reflection? See, Dragon Trigger 2 actually hit there. Oh, too bad he's not running Heaven's Palm. I want to win because I have the Sentry. Oh, he has the Sentry. Perfect. Yo, Willbender sucks. They really need to buff it, huh? You had the chest piece, too. That guy wasn't. Although I will give a shout out to, this is kind of an good illustration of what I was talking about and why I think build crafting matters more than people want to give it credit for. If you want to put in the time, like this build has taken me... When did they put the Bladesworn Alacrity trait in the game? This has taken me almost as long as my original Daring Dragon build did to, like, perfect, in quotes, and it's probably not even done, right? But if you want to put in the time, you can make a build work, no matter how, in quotes, crap the class is. For most things. Bladesworn's pretty hard, but I just love it. That Willbender that I was running around with at the beginning of the stream, and that I was running around with last night, I guarantee I could not touch him. His build... I don't think he dropped below 50% health the entire time I was running around with him last night, and it's a Willbender, so he would be, like, over there while I was still, like, in combat with people, right? So, there's plus and minus to everything. Oh, this guy wants to fight. I'm not in the right thing. Dude, go away. Not in staff. Alright, 2, 1, staff swap. Thanks, arenanet. Appreciate it. Nutsex. Alright. What were we saying? Builds? Builds was the thing we were typing? I want to see if I can fight this guy. All electric callboy calls back to Cascada. No? Alright. Let's see if we can get ambushed by this guy while we're in Greatsword chat. I'm going to do it for one more minute. Get those entries ends. Exclamation point. Pseudo can't talk, aka builds in chat. And we'll roll for 25 gold. I do this every Monday or Tuesday, whatever day I could stream. And we'll definitely have some content regarding min-maxing Super Adventure Festival builds. No, I'm kidding. I suck at Super Adventure Festival. You'd think it would be easier on a controller. This game isn't built for a controller, so the jumping is actually really difficult. Or I'm just bad. Probably both. Dude, get the fuck off me. I'm not fighting you in Greatsword. It's not happening. Is that a Deadeye? Hell yeah. Except Dragon Trigger still auto tracks. Because fuck you. So good. It didn't used to do that, and now it does. Oh, this is a little hot. Dragon's Tooth fucking sucks, and they need to take it out of the game. This shit is so ass. I hate this crap. Such an unfair skill. There's no counterplay to it. Oh, damn. Defiant Stance was 1 second off cooldown. I was trying to, like, see if we owned this. We don't. And it sucks. Oh well. First death. Not bad. Dude, Super Adventure... I know people that will come back for Super Adventure Festival, K-Moon. It's a really sick... Ooh, and our EBG queued popped. So let's do this drawing while we queue into EBG. Super Adventure Festival, if you're new to the game, is basically Mario, but in this game. It's really dope. It's free. The only, in quotes, cost to entry, if you could consider it that, is the Super Adventure Continue coin, which is almost always on sale. It's a bundle from the gem store, but you have limited use coins that you can get. It's a really cool festival, and if you haven't experienced it, I'll make sure to try to at least showcase it, but I guarantee everybody and their cat will be playing it when it's out, because it is legitimately very fun, and it happens around April 1st, which is, you know, Christmas. Anyway, let's do this drawing. Got a bunch of entries. Want to make sure my bot actually grabbed everybody for today. Got the followed people, got the new people, got the people I don't recognize. All right. This is for another 25 gold. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciated. Yeah, and then that's a good point. It's endless coin is really not required unless you want to do the tribulation mode, which is kind of just know what you're doing and there's invisible hazards that kill you everywhere. Just like real life. All right, taking Gibbs out of the entry. I'm kidding. 3, 2, 1. Why is this taking so long? Thank you, bot. Max Payne, you have won. Again. I think you've won in the past. Anyway, congrats. Thank you for entering. Give him some congrats, chat. Need a congrats emote, I know. If not, hit him with that fat Jade bot recycled some junk. Recycling these entries. But give me a character name. I will shoot you 25 gold. Or just whisper Salem. S-A-L-E-M. Put it toward a good cause. And failing that, put it towards some gem store nonsense. I think chairs are still on sale. For another day until tomorrow. Oh yeah, PSA chairs are on sale. And I mention this because I'm insane and have most of the crap that I actually want from the gem store. But a lot of the chairs are not actually usually available. This one is very rarely available. At least in my experience. There was another one that I actually was really looking forward to that I had only been available once before. This one's pretty rare. The noodle stand is dope because other people can sit at it. And the volcanic throne is the one that I really wanted that was like never available. So is what it is. Yeah, and they are decreasing the recharge of the recharging teleport to friend, which is pretty dope. I don't know if they already did with that, but it's going down to 10 minutes. I think that might have been the last patch, down from the 1 minute cooldown per character. Yeah, don't despair if you did not. We'll send you a super B-dog so I can show this off. And people will be like, what the fuck's a B-dog? That's a great question. All right, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Get this B-dog sent off. Mail sense. There's a B-dog. See him? B-dog chat, obviously. But yeah, don't despair if you didn't win a giveaway. We will be doing more of these in the future. Every Monday or Tuesday. Keep streaming for a little bit tonight, whichever day I can stream first. So get those entries in and get subscribed if you're not. And thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed the build discussions and whatnot. It's fun for me, as always, to like just sort of disseminate some of my useless build knowledge and whatnot. And hopefully somebody, again, is getting something out of it. That's kind of why I'm streaming, is just like, I live in the build editor. There's got to be at least one other person that gives a shit about this, sort of. Yeah, they updated it. Recharging, definitely. And there is a Travel with Friends pack that's coming out, so it's pretty sick. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago they updated it. Or like whenever the last big patch was. Been so long. I'm kidding. So here's the fun post giveaway balance discussion chat for VOD viewers as well as chat. The thing that I've been noticing, especially with Muckluck's videos, his support videos, which are honestly extremely good, and I love that he tries every support in quotes in the game because he loves support. The thing that I've been noticing, especially trying to join pug groups as a support Bladesworn and as a support Bladesworn player who did finish Harvest Temple CM, certain classes, even now that they've put ridiculously juiced skills like Valiant Leap that gives Fury and Might in the game, or NG Shortbow, which is arguably more juiced than Mace Shield, but is arguably less, but clearly a lot of the DPS weapons, there's still like a best in slot for every role, right? There's still like, okay, you're gonna take like Alacrity Druid or Alacrity Tempest, something like that. You're not gonna really want an Alacrity Bladesworn in your party, right? And this is about a year and a half after they made that big homogenization boon switch. So my question to you, chat, is there a Guild Wars 2 that where we witness, you know, where they get to perfect homogenization of boons? Do we get ever like the you know, support Bladesworn being as viable as a support druid, or does, and I don't bemoan Yeah, you know, every virtuoso wants, you know, every group wants 6 virtuosos or 6 mace rangers because they're just best in slot. And that's what I said was going to happen when they started doing this garbage. And like, there's always going to be a meta, whether it's a, you know, Olympic training regiment, whether it's something in a fighting game, whether it's Meta Knight in whatever the crap that game is. I think it's called Street Fighter. There's always going to be a meta for whatever game mode, right? So the problem with this is, ooh, I might actually die. That was a lot of burst. There's always going to be a meta, right? And there's always going to be best in slot. So, like, I don't think it's a problem with Guild Wars specifically, but I think it's a problem with arenanet maybe overestimating or not caring about the release cadence, where this game is really cool, but it so seldom gets updates that tweak these things that I don't know if, even with the estimated 2 years lifespan of Guild Wars 2, I don't know if we get to that. You know, 2-3 years more with 2 more expansions planned, hopefully more. Again, I'd love this game to last forever. I don't know if we ever get to that. So the discussion at that point becomes, was it worth it? Or is it worth it to do this homogenization of boon thing? I don't really mind it. I would prefer things to not have to give up fucking Grandmaster traits that actually change how they play. Cough, Daring Dragon, Cough. But even the thing, you know, I mentioned a lot, the thing on Untamed that decreased their cooldowns whenever they CC'd something. That was a really cool interaction that exploded. I'm sure there were others on classes, like Druid didn't really lose anything, but like there were plenty of other examples that are better that were like, why are you putting Alacrity here, you know? The one on Berserker kind of fits. You know, they do it on burst skill, even though it doesn't work with longbow. That's a bug discussion. But it's like, I would rather classes have flavor and be able to do that, and I think there's room for both. Yeah, and Gremini, they've absolutely done it better on some specs than others. Mostly because those specs were inherently designed to sort of be supporty, I think, in a lot of cases, like Tempest pulsing Alacrity, or Druid pulsing Might. Those were very easy. Okay, we can just slot this boon in here. Things like Bladesworn, I think they put it on Bladesworn and not Spellbreaker, either just because God hates me or because, more realistically, because I keep sacrificing Goats Made of Bitcoin to him. I don't know why he'd hate me. More realistically, it's because Bladesworn was the new thing. Same thing with Willbender. They just made it share out its Alacrity to... I mean, I guess it was sort of built in at End of Dragons, but, like, you sort of get what I'm saying here with, like, Willbender, Firebrand already existed, it's the newer thing. Untamed, it's the newer thing. Granted, I still think there's room for things either Spellbreaker or Bladesworn to be that just single assassin class. You know, Chrono gives Alacrity or Quickness. Does Mirage necessarily still need to give Alacrity, sort of thing? Stuff like that. But I don't know if it's worth it in the long run. I don't know if sacrificing flavor is going to be worth it, because the amount of retooling they're going to have to do for things like Warrior that are technically already good, or Engineer's another bad example, because Scrapper Quickness is fine, even though a lot of people preferred the old version where you didn't have to blast to do Quickness. I don't know. Thief feels really forced as well, especially on Spectre. Especially also because they had to go through 3 iterations of Alacrity on Spectre. And remember, Warrior Banners originally gave it as well, so it's things like that. There's no consistency. I think there's some consistency. I wouldn't say none, but I'd definitely say could be more lol. I just don't know. I don't really have a point to make with that. This isn't some kind of grand edited video that I had a vision for. I just sort of wanted to open up to the chat and get people's opinions on it, because I'm biased as fuck too, because, you know, I spent the first year and a half of my life trying to make a trash can trait that no one else was using really fun and really viable, and I succeeded in that just in time for them to take Daring Dragon away. So it's, you know, my opinion isn't really valid when I'm clearly coming from a place of biases, right? So I'd always like to hear from people who play other things, who play Engineer, who play Firebrand, who play, you know, perhaps, what's a color of class I haven't called out? Even Catalyst, honestly, which was sort of built to have Quickness in mind, but not really. Like, it's like, you know, was it worth it? Do you think this, you know, added something meaningful to your class? And I also think that's kind of a skewed sample size as well, because this is a build crafting channel and I mostly world versus world, and you guys probably do too, so take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, you play Mirage, so I get that. Let's see if we can catch this Ranger, chat. This is something I was talking about with my friend Juice, where it's like, should I be able to catch things, you know, now that Valen made like that ultra mobile Necro build. Granted, that build actually shouldn't be a thing because Necromancer swords move them further than they should, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'm going to kill you. Never mind, I'm not going to kill him. Oh, this immobilize is so long. Why is this so long? I think I'm like getting spazzed out by the frogs. This is the longest immobilize in the history of mankind. Humankind, I apologize. I want to be sexist. That was ridiculous. I was straight immobilized in the corner for like a minute long. I think Mirage is still good, Griminy. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he proved me wrong and he has 100% expertise. I think Binding Roots would be a lot fairer if they sort of redid it. Like, I think they should redo War Claws, where it didn't take, like... It didn't have a set health value, or it didn't take, like, what is it, 5 hits to get rid of, or 3 hits, where it was just, like, 2 or 1. I think it would be a lot fairer. Maybe it wouldn't be as good or even viable at all. I think the frogs were, like, mostly immobilizing me, stacking it on there, though. So it just kept pulsing immobilized. That was ridiculous. I think Mirage had a lot of design problems with it, where you could dodge while CC'd. If it makes you feel any better, Phantom Razor's a ridiculous skill that they put a lot of time and animation budget into. But I play Mirage too, I sort of feel that. King Moon Doggy says, with Mesmer, I came to loathe Virtuoso because it was obviously better than everything else for like a year. Yeah, that just happens with video games, though. The new, like, look at the new weapons, right? The new thing is just gonna be choosed. It's just how game work, lol, in 2024. This guy is moving. I thought he would have blown, like, some of his cooldowns. Nope. Man has cooldowns 5 ever. That's the frame zone you're in, chat. Oh, ran out of our super cheese. No. Need to pop some more super cheese, and I think I'm going to switch my cake. Switch the cake to condition damage reduction cake. Untamed did get their UI fixed a week after it was broken. That was true. Bladesworns is still broken. Probably others. How's that going for you? Revan Scepters is terrible. Interesting. Tell me more. I'm serious. Why is Scepter terrible? I've heard the ally targeting on it is terrible. Everyone seems to hate that. As somebody who played Spectre for a really long time in Harvest Temple, I can confirm ally targeting is awful. Like having to target your allies for your support skills to work. Genuinely very, 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 very bad. Very thankful that Spectre was just changed to basically pick a random target rather than have to click on them. Yeah. People just hate ally targeting. It's not a problem. I mean, different people are going to have different opinions as well. I play on a controller, so I'm a weird nut job. So don't take my opinion as gospel. What I found really complaint-worthy, though, was I was actually complaining about this for a really long time because I was trying to find a controller setup that would work, but again, not a priority. I get that not everyone plays on a controller like this lunatic. So I knew that tab to ally was broken for about 3 years because I was trying to make a druid build that I could play in world versus world for like small group roaming. So that's been broken forever. Tab to ally, if you didn't know, chat, I think still does target NPCs and minis, but will also target allies. It used to only tab between NPCs and minis, which is ridiculous. And until people, like about 4 months into End of Dragons when people tried to play Spectre and complained about it. That didn't get fixed. So if that actually got fixed, like there's a really good Snow Crows write-up on Scepter that I really enjoyed. I think it would go a long way to making ally targeting less cancerous, but it still targets NPCs and minis, which is weird. And it also, I think, can still target like invisible friendly NPCs that are in fights that are just used as markers, which is also weird. So again, maybe just fix that if you can. I don't know. Again, computers are magic. I don't know how they work either. Having a 900 range skill and a 300 range AoE or auto attack plus the 900 range skill gets canceled stupidly easy. Interesting. What about it gets canceled stupidly easily? Curious. Oh. Get to Binding Wrist Mead. Ow. I will get Dead-Eyed, though. There's more people here than I thought. Ah, Willbendered. Dead-Eye Ambush, Red, Willbended, etc. Second Death in the Night. Ow! My foot, chat. But as you can see, evolution of the build pretty strong. I really enjoy the setups with martial cadence, the quickness that you get from actually, you know, in your duels you can set up for your gunsaber, which you'll be dumped into after you Dragon Trigger. So there's some synergy there. Again, there's jank, but we play around the jank. That's about what making builds is about. If your ally isn't directly in front of you, it will just fail and go on cooldown. Oh, that's awful. It's not like over your shoulder, Old Young. You can't like throw the skill over your shoulder, like Grenade Barrage or something. That seems odd. Seems like they could have tested that. I mean, hopefully that's an easy enough fix, right? Like the, you know, the unblockable stacks thing on the 3 where they just have to change how the logic of the targeting. I could be wrong. It could, you know, break Zera and 4 raid encounters they don't know about. Yeah, it seems to me a lot of the original skills that would turn your character and then cast a skill have kind of gone by the wayside. You can kind of look at the Necromancer Fear Ball on the Sword 5 that they can just throw over their shoulder, where it seems like they just don't want to build that into the game anymore, or animation lock the character at all, so they just let you throw things over the shoulder. It's very weird to me that a support skill you can't. I don't know. Maybe it's coming to you. There were a bunch of staff fixes. Maybe there'll be a bunch of other fixes. And again, I don't think Slicing Maelstrom's a good skill. The F1 and Berserker and Dagger. Shout out to arenanet for at least making it playable. Oh, there's my cheesecake. Granted, it was like, you know, year and a half or almost a year after it came out, but it's usable now because it doesn't have the second of aftercast after it. That's a lot of people up there, chat. Gonna fight Mirage, bro? I'll 1v1 you, but I don't think that's what's happening here. Oh, this is that 50v1. Going yeet. Oh, it's just one Mirage. It's one Mirage. I was wrong. One Condi Mirage. Oh, I'm stunned. 5 ever. By something invisible. Because the Days Mantra is a super fair thing that should still be in the game. I really want them... I play Mirage and I want them to take that shit out of the game. The Days Mantra is hella retarded. It is the most degenerate gameplay thing I think that still exists in this game. I hate it. Oh, Dragon Trigger failing for no reason on flat ground. It's perfect. I have a Druid auto attacking me as well, so we're gonna go over here. Oh, I hear that. All my Dragon Triggers go different ranges, and so do my Gunsaber skills. I just don't like that there's no telegraph to the Days Mantra. If there was a giant signet that appeared over your head, like all of the other stun signets, or if, you know, Warrior did a giant leap at you, I would be fine with it, Gremini. There's no cast time, and there's no animation for it still. It's awful. But everyone loves it on Mirage, so they all run it because it's good. Because it's not fair. It's like how King of Fires is objectively better that it doesn't have an animation. when you detonate a fire aura on warrior, right? Like if your opponent doesn't know they got hit before they burn to death, that's better. But I still want it to have an animation because A, that would look cool, and B, it would add counterplay. So, you know, I don't know, just put the fire aura detonating Ellie thing on it. It's in the game. There's already an animation for detonating auras. It's right there. Just grab that. You have the tooling done. I don't know, man. Maybe it's harder. You know, words are easy, work's hard. I get it. This guy new. Bronze recruit. I'm not gonna fight him. Feel bad. What's up? How are you, Sudev? Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. 11 p.m. here. Fight me. Oh, this guy's new too. We have a lot of people in Borealis Pass that are new, man. Like crazy. You'd like to fight? You have boons, you have money. You want to fight? Hello, sir. Fight me. Hell yeah. Now, if they want a 2v1, then I have to kill the new guy. I feel bad, sort of. Aha! You didn't it, chat. Time to run away. I'm having so much fun with this, now that I found a build. Only took me like a year and a half. 8:32. I have a cat too. How far you guys want to chase me? This is fun. Now we get to lead a parade, chat. Look behind me. Best button in World vs. World. Come on. Yeah, I killed your friend. Yeah, you're alone now. Uh-huh. Oh, I targeted the boar. That boar's getting fucked up. Not really. Dragon Trigger doesn't do damage. Lol. Peace out. Oh, I love it. Release Vindy all over again. Concept, but great, but functionally unplayable. Vindicator was weird, because the Vindicator dodge felt like something... Oh, Jesus. They pissed. Damn, they pissed. Oh, they pissed, chat. Oh, I can't 1v50. Damn, third death. Oh, man. My credibility as a build crafter is going downhill. I can't 1v50. It sucks. Oh, man. I had fun going over the build stuff, though, earlier tonight. Again, if you're catching the VOD for some reason in the middle, welcome. But rewind it if you want some math, and don't rewind it if you don't want some math. Vindicator was weird to me because the Alliance stance felt really weird, but the jump just felt like it was tech they had done maybe for Willbender, and they just didn't want to put it on Willbender or something, you know? I don't dislike the dodge on Vindicator. I just think it belongs more on like maybe a more aggressive class, a more aggressive feeling class, and maybe they could have added more to Vindicator, like more mobility with the legends. I really like the idea that you could initiate with the Spear of Archimoris from like yards away, right? Like it was originally, I think, max range or 5,000 range or 2,000 range at least, and then you could go into combat from there. You know, start building energy from initiating for forever away, but they really nuked that, and that was really unique functionality, and I wish they'd stop doing that, you know? Just let some things in the game be nuts. Maybe there's a reason, you know, a good reason for that I'm not aware of. I don't really know. I still think the best functionality for Vindicator dodge would be just stomp, but I'm pretty biased. Again, clearly look at what I'm playing. Is that greatsword hammer warrior? Not even close. It is, or it's a greatsword staff. I guess you are close. You are 50% correct. No, the staff is a clockwork scythe. Pretty sick. And I only really use the greatsword for like running around mobility because again, you don't get 2 weapons on Bladesworn. It'll be in the VOD, Sudev, but I can link it again in chat. This is my hella min-maxed build that I was trying not to link because again, you need really specific infusions for this, and I feel bad being like, you know, new people can't play this. So I kind of used it to showcase some build crafting stuff earlier in the VOD. Sort of how to min-max and how to build for different stats. Rambled for a little bit over it. It was good, you know. We need some banging German metal, chat. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna try to make some more builds that I think people could actually play with like intro gear, selly gear, or gear that's at least easy to get their hands on. But I also wanted to show like, okay, move this precision around, infusion around here, because people have been asking me for it and such. I would love a way to get more swiftness somewhere on Warrior. I think it's really bizarre that it's only in like 2 traits, or offhand dagger, but not even full. You build 100% concentration. Not being able to get swiftness easily on Warrior is a really weird, archaic design decision, I think, is kind of gotta go. I'd be okay with it if there was more flat movement speed stuff as well, but there just isn't. It's only in discipline. Hi, buddy. What's up? Yeah. How many people is this? It's a few. Ow. No, it's more than I can handle. Ah, fuck. It's like pretty even fight. How does dual mace go? Dual maces are great if you're a ranger. Dual maces are awful if you're not a ranger. Wanderer, staff, hammer, spellbreaker, the relic of the demon crane. It's fun being... yeah. I know what you mean. I was actually looking at Wanderers for this build. Just because I was trying to see if getting a little bit extra expertise was worth it. What's the other one you can do it with weird gear? There's a stat called Vigilant that I don't think anyone has literally ever used for anything, old young. It's power, toughness, main, concentration, expertise, minor. It came out with Heart of Thorns. It's the weirdest stat combination. But what you can do with it is you can build like a quickness, boon duration, full expertise warrior or spellbreaker with no escape, and just like do the demon queen thing where you're punching them and just applying condition, like, you know, poison over and over and not actually doing damage to them, but every one of your dazes, which also means every hit on the auto attack of Rampage, will actually daze, which will immobilize them and poison them. So you're not doing any damage, you're just like literally hitting this guy, keeping them immobilized permanently over and over. It's really funny. I love crap like that you can do with build crafting. It's so funny, like Celerity Sigil, or just, you know, aggressive onslaught now that it exists, full vigilant spellbreaker. It's very funny. It's not even that bad in Zerging because your immobilized durations are nuts. It's been a fun night, chat. I'm really enjoying this. I have a couple videos that I've planned up on the channel coming. Again, we're going to do, hopefully, the interview. I was talking to him a little bit today. Video of Slade, the dude who made the most legendaries in Guild Wars 2. And then basically won and quit the game. So check that out if you are so inclined. That'll be coming up on the channel probably next week. Sometime I have to do it and then make sure, you know, it's okay to put on the channel. But he's a pretty chill guy, so it probably should be. I really need to change this to Stomp, honestly. Really should change this to Stomp. I need another stun break. I like Bull's Charge, but it's... I feel like I'm going to get more value out of Stomp. For World versus World, anyway. We'll see. I could be wrong. Bull's Charge has an evade on it, which is pretty cool. Nice having the freedom to actually sub in certain things. Dang, no one else going in with me. They're all cowards. Oh, I unbound, snapped a... What's it called? Shoot. Action camera. Actually took that off my controller. I should put that back on. Playing too much Ranger. Like a scumbag. Kind of important when you'd like to aim dragon triggers, you know? Let's do that, chat. What is it? Here we go. Keyboard's still broken. Keyboard, build, contra treb. Toggle action camera. Where is it? Of course it's not in targeting. Toggle action camera. Hell yeah. Who needs an F5 skill? Nobody. Losers, that's who. People that play like Mirage and shit. The Vindicator, so he's going to take 0 damage from all of this. Dude, Revenants are so tanky. It's ridiculous. The amount of tank on a Revenant is ludicrous. I guess I just can't target this guy. Cool. Me too. That's what I want. How'd you know, arenanet? My favorite thing, not being able to target people. I want to fight this guy by the door. He's just going to go into it. I'm done. Captains mostly try when you range battling like this instead of pushing. Yeah, I know. But it's fun to have Defiance stance to be able to jump into stuff pseudo. Tis a fun button, even if you don't run defense. Or even if you don't run the stance straight in defense, I should say. Shieldmaster's still pretty mandatory. No. Warrior's bad and I'm playing it bad. Lee. How's that going for you guys? Well, cool. Me too. I don't want to be here anymore. Oh. Why does it always end with a Zerg crushing me? I can't, like, get 2 people. But this is World versus World, right? I love this game mode so much. It's such a chaotic, like, you know, mud pit fight. Dude, this game mode is so cool, even 10 years later, you know? It's so sick. Like, what a good idea. Just, like, take your PvE values in this game that isn't very grindy and just go nuts, right? Do that much, I would go Berserk mode. Oh, funny you mentioned that. I have a Berserker build I've been working on, too. It's probably going to be way more accessible for people because it runs Sally gear. It's like a mace, dagger, longbow. You know, because we have to run weird crap here. But I've also realized, chat, for anyone like kind of daunted by the relic system when they introduced it still, or just doesn't know where to start with build crafting relics, go look at the ones that are in PvP, because they put almost all of the relics in, like the PvE relics in PvP with their PvE values, except there's a couple that they like tweaked, right? They tweaked the balance up. For example, Speed Relic still doesn't have its 66% bonus movement speed. It's only 50, so it only adds like, what, 17% when you have Swiftness. Not very good, but still kind of good. The old Speed Runes nerf, but things like Relic of, I think it's Norris, the one that whenever you remove a boon, you gain a stack, and then when you get to max stacks, you get Giant and heal for a bunch and do more damage. That actually got nerfed in PvP because it was too good. Antitoxin as well, I think, had a cooldown for a little bit there, and then they removed it. So things like that. If you don't know where, like, what's a good relic for World versus World, go look at the PvE one or PvP ones and see which ones they nerfed, right? And if you can find one that they nerfed, then chances are it's probably pretty good for World versus World because there's a reason they nerfed it in PvP. This guy does all the fucking damage in the world, dude. I missed Bull's charge already. What is on me? What is killing me? I can't play the game! Arenanet! Days Mesmer! What is this? A Deadeye, a Mirage, Power Glass, Hollow Smith. Ah, there was a thief in there that I almost killed somehow. Alright, we need Bull's charge, chat. Can't do it. Is the World vs. World the same thing as Realm v Realm? Kinda, sorta. If you're comparing it to WoW 7th. So 7th Smurf has a very good question. Is World vs. World similar or comparable or the same to Realm v Realm? I played about 8 seconds of WoW, but the cool thing about World vs. World is, again, there's no real gear grind in this game. You're going to have like exotic gear that you're pretty much going to have access to off the bat. There's other rarities too, but they all suck. So you're going to have exotic and then ascended, and then legendary just adds the stat functionality. And the cool thing about this game is, A, it's free to try, and half the reason I'm streaming is to just shill this game for free and get people into it, because again, I don't do this for money. I do it because I love this game. And B, you can just jump in here and try it out, even if you don't have a max level character. It will hypothetically scale you up. The way is still to get a level 80 and then jump in, which is pretty easy with the level 80 up ticket. But if you have any questions on how to start, I'd be happy to answer them. World vs. World is kind of like PvP in this game, which is structured and all the stats are normalized, but you get to keep your PvE values and your customization, which is why I like it. And then you sort of take that into a war where, you know, you can have fair 1v1s or 2v2s, or you can get stomped by like 8 people like I did there. So, it's pretty fun. I dig it. Definitely my favorite game mode. Just because it's where a lot of the build customization and variety and like individual, you know, you can make a build that's insane, right, and have it work out. It's not so streamlined. Okay, do we just have to explore a little bit? Yeah. Kind of what Sudev said. Then you have like siege engines like these golems. They've built to like, I don't know, siege down this wall even though it's open. Weird blue people things, I guess. Open Gully emergency waypoint. Oh, well, I was gonna take that. I guess I'm not anymore. You like to fight, but you just like to keep me in combat. He's just gonna keep me in combat. This is the annoying thing about World vs. World, though, is if you have one of these cat mounts and you like, you know, just keep the person in combat, it's pretty great, because then they just can't do anything. Yep, Dragon Trigger failing there. I wasn't dazed, I wasn't immobilized, it just failed. Because fuck me. Dragon Trigger failing there as well. The Iboga might have pulled me reasonably. The problem with this build is, chat, you need to make sure you're at least getting your Dragon Triggers off, because the alacrity is really important. If you don't get alacrity from anything, you pretty much run out of buttons versus other things that have buttons. Kind of a thing. You can do mad bursts like that. And he's a druid, so he won't have that much stun break. And I killed his dog. Don't kill dogs, chat. Only in video games. And it's like a weird dog-snake thing. See if we can kill the turtle, too. I don't want to fight 2 people. Spend the whole night. Not doing it. Oh, there's more. Perfect. I keep dying in this one spot. Let's see if we can die here again, chat. It's gonna be perfect. Knew it. Told you. Alright, let's go this way. Hey, we got away. Nice, dude. It's good to have goals. I didn't have a really, like, a play. How many frames did I get when I started Guild Wars 2? I think I got, like, sub 30. It was, like, definitely a thing. So, keep working at it, dude. Don't give up. You can play this game on a shoe now, though. They've added post-processing options, and since it runs on DX11, it runs a lot cleaner than it used to. All the hardcore World vs. World people are out now, chat. It's great. You have, like, people that use Dragon's Tooth like this. They're not ready for the burst. It's always really fun. Guys, like, how is he fighting as a Moa? If you didn't know what your Moa skills do, go read them. 2 of them aren't bad. The 2 is a little hot, but has a really long startup, but the 5 is an evade with a dash, so whenever you get Moa'd, always be mashing 5, chat. One of my friends taught me that the Moa skills, like, you can actually fight as a Moa too, if you have, like, decent condition stats. I've seen Mesmers use Moa morph on people in PvP, and the person turned right around and killed them with the Moa. It's the funniest thing in the goddamn world. Like, it's so funny when they're like, huh? What? Moa does damage? Why does this do 6 stacks of confusion? It's so great. I love crap like that. Moa OP. We need to make our plan to get Moa build, chat. So we just like make a build all geared around what happens when you get Moa morphed. Man, is lagging like fuck. Zerg, save me. There we go. Why is the face cam a dead stormtrooper? It's my character resting on a table. I don't know. I don't have a face cam. You want to see my face? I don't make any money from this bullshit. I'm not a cam girl. It's weird. No, I've been thinking about it. No one beats smoke scale? True. I've been thinking about adding a face cam. I don't know what people would get out of that. Seeing my face. Alright, this guy doesn't want to fight. He's a thief. He wants to run away. I don't know. If that's something people want, let me know. I'll do it. Hey, the thief hid inside his tower. What a surprise. I'm astonished. Fucking astonished. Oh, my food ran out, chat. Kind of a problem. Oh, thank you. You have a friend now. I hate cats so much. Get to know me better? I guess you'll get to know what I look like. My hideous face. I think... I don't do this for money, and I think a lot of the one-way monetized friendship crap on the internet, like, thank you for your Prime sub, it just goes to our giveaways, but is really... It's not poisonous, but, like, I don't know. We've definitely reached an armistice where it's like, it's nice to get to know the streamer, so that's a good way of putting it, I guess, Sudev. I'll think about it. That makes me feel a little bit less bad of doing something like that. I just don't want to feel like I'm manipulating the audience, you know? Because there's a limited amount of interaction I can ever give to somebody else on the internet across the world or whatever, but I guess that's part of the fun of streaming. He gone. He in there. That man is running speed relic. I can't talk, I'm running speed relic. I've manipulated you into... Yeah, see, that's the kind of manipulation I'm okay with, Gibbs. It's just like subtle brainwashing by a Vino stock. You know? I wish Ares was here. I could make that joke. Buy a Vino stock. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know if a Vino's still a thing. What was the one? Nvidia was popping off. I think they hit 1 trillion or 3 trillion and then chunked down because of the whole AI thing. That's a little bit ridiculous. It's like the third $3 trillion company. That's the other thing too, is the only camera I have is like a 4K camera, and I'd have to find out a way. I mean, this is me making excuses, but I could probably do it in a day, but also like I've been dealing with all this audio shit. I kind of don't want to, but I'll look into it. My upload is dog shit still, so I don't know if I can compress the feed or just set it to not be in 4K, which I probably can, because if I try to upload a 4K camera feed as well as fucking what I normally get, which is I've finally gotten this to be like at frames for you guys, I'm afraid my upload will freak out, so we'll see. But theoretically, Spectrum is adding fiber, you know, TM, when. So maybe I'll have real upload one day and be a real streamer. There was a, speaking of which, there was a interesting conversation on LTT recently where they were like, basically pitching an idea of like a box that would lock your gaming console so that whenever you like hit a load screen, and it would be an opt-in thing, like you could buy this for yourself, but it would be like, you know, locks your phone or locks your Xbox or PC or whatever, so that you have to do like X number of push-ups every load screen, you know? So stuff like that. Yeah, I mostly just stream Guild Wars 7th because I really enjoy it, and I want to like disseminate my useless build knowledge to people, and also because I have like a bunch of gold in this game, and I just kind of want to give it to people in a healthy way that's not just like, here, have 10,000 gold or whatever. Not that I think people would say no to that, but like, I don't know. I want to do what I can to promote Guild Wars 2. It's a 10-year-old game. It's got some jank, but it's fucking great. I live in the build editor, so I'd rather somebody get something out of it. Yeah, we'll see how well this video does. If you did like it, give it a like. Let me know that, you know, what you liked about me, the little rundown I did earlier, what you didn't, what I could improve on. I could probably actually write a script or at least some bullet points that I want to hit, but I had a pretty decent idea for like what at the point I wanted to get across, with precision and certain stats being harder to build for than others, but I guess I could have had a better example than just this build turned into this build with some tweaking. So already know that, but feel free to let me know. Any money in streaming or game niche? Yeah, there's plenty of money in streaming. There's streaming, people make like millions of dollars streaming, but you know, you need a thing. And you also want to, you know, are you going to do it for money or are you going to do it for fun? And my thing is, I never wanted to play Guild Wars 2 as a job. I would hate it. I would hate having to play video games for money because they're my relaxed thing. So if you want to do that, and you can co-opt it and you start like doing this, you know, for fun and then turn it into a job, yeah. You probably even write your computer as a business expense. I know a lot of people who make the minimum $50 on Twitch, so they can literally do that. But if I wouldn't start trying to make it a job, is kind of what I'm saying. I don't think that anyone starting, especially in 2024, 2025, is gonna, unless you're the most handsome, charismatic, or hot, knowledgeable person in the world, you're not gonna make money right off it, because everyone's trying to do it now. Yeah, saturated market. Exactly, K-Moon. There's people, you know, very good streamers. Like, I personally watch Maximilian Dude, I watch Muckluck. Very different audience sizes, very different niches. Those are probably the two that I watch. Maximilian Dude is a millionaire, and he's also given a lot back to the community and won a lot of rewards for it. There's also streamers that I very much don't like. I won't name any names, but that just are obnoxious and do it for money and get the clicks. And I see that a lot for, like, you know, I work in marketing. I see that a lot. I know how to do it. I try not to make my thumbnails too clickbaity. So, you know, are you doing it for money or are you doing it for fun? And I'm doing it for fun. If I get to, you know, 10,000 subs or my Patreon that doesn't exist up to $20,000 a month, then we'll talk. There's definitely people that do it for money, but they also started forever ago when it wasn't monetized. I didn't tell them they had to do math. There's a big red arrow on the thumbnail, Gibbs. Wish I did. He's Smurf? Smuff. Yeah, that helps, but that's also a very different kind of streaming. I've had girls ask me that though, like, you know, how do I get into Twitch streaming? And it's like, well, unfortunately, you have to either pick one. You have to either be really, as a woman on the internet, because again, it's the unicorn problem. It's kind of like when I get girls that apply to the guild, you're going to get attention, and you're going to get the kind of unwanted attention, whether or not you're used to that being on the internet as a woman. It's kind of a thing. It's like how I got a bunch of attention when I used to do ballroom dance as a straight dude. It's just, you're going to get a lot of attention that you don't normally get. Thanks, Anubis. I hope you're enjoying the rambling and the content. Appreciated. If you have any suggestions or questions or comments, just hit up the description. It's a really chill community. I'd love to know what I can do better, like I said. Yeah, there's too much competition nowadays, Sudev. And the thing that was just very quickly, I'll summarize, is as a chick who asked me, like, oh, how do I get started on Twitch? It's like, well, you have to pick one. Do you want to be professionally hot? And this goes for guys as well. But it's like, do you want to be professionally hot, which you can do, or do you want to be, you know, knowledgeable and actually entertaining about the game? And I think it's hard to do both of those things because they're appealing to very, you know, one's appealing to one market, let's say, and one's appealing to a very other utility. So it is what it is. And you can do both. Like, I encourage everybody to be hot. I go to the gym so I can lift weights so I can be attractive, but, you know. Yeah, or just have, you know, an incredibly magnetic personality. So like, I can talk forever about nothing, and that's something I never would have considered a skill, but has definitely helped me stream, especially when I was extremely small and only had like a couple people hanging out. You know that. You've been around forever. It's good to just be able to talk forever about nothing. It's good to just, like, be interested in your content, you know? If you're playing a game that's popular but you hate, you know, you're not going to get much out of it. I think there was an invisible guy here too. I think this is 3 people. Yeah, it is. Mirage here as well. Kind of a problem. You want to fight me near the tower? They don't even want to fight me near the tower. They're too shit scared. I am playing the worst class. Come fight me. Oh, I'm an introvert too, Sudev. It's just I forced myself for a really long time to do non-introverted things. I forced myself to do ballroom. I forced myself to do debate in college because those were things that I wanted to work on. But yeah, I hate people. No offense. I hate all of you. Not really, but like, I natively will just stay in my house and not talk to anybody. Streaming honestly probably helps with that a lot. No one's perfect. Gotta focus and try to win this fight here, chat. God damn it, they killed the whole camp. One of these people was smart and knew that killing the camp was the way to do this. Oh, they stunned me. I'm probably dead here. Damn, the scale's keeping me in combat. MVP scale. Okay then, saw a streamer camera going right and left. Straight mouse pointer disappearing. Need the right mouse clip is permanently on. Please explain change of camera angle. Streamer camera going right and then left. And straight, mouse pointer disappearing. The mouse pointer shouldn't show up at all. I have it hidden in OBS, so maybe. I play on a controller, I play an MMO on a controller, and like I can, I actually don't know if I can change the settings, but in OBS I just have my mouse cursor hidden, so maybe that's it. It might just like highlight things like this when I mouse over them. It's how I click on stuff. Use a left or right stick. See you, Gibbs. Yeah, dude. Get some rest. Sleep is the best thing you can do that a lot of people forget. Sleep is dope. Oh, we have like a whole fight here to help out with. You're dying. All I need is allies, chat. This build is actually really good as well, with like just a couple people supporting you, because it just dicks out support boons, which is fantastic, like by existing. I don't need to target my allies. I mean, if I want to give them Aegis or protection, I need to hit them with the staff skills, right? But like, just via like existing, I can give them mad boons. It's great. Get this guy in combat. Fuck you! Oh man, that's gay. Ah, that's really, 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 really yay arenanet things. I hit his clone to keep him in combat, and all it did was keep me in combat. That's really frustrating. Oh man. Come on. Alright. Tab target to that guy. Attack you. I'll fight you. I don't care. He's dead. Sorry, dog. Can I help? Alright, they're scared. Dragon Trigger doesn't do damage. Don't get scared of it, people. You see a Bladesworn charging, that's when you pressure them. I'm not even kidding. It's literally only used for proccing burst skills right now. Or burst traits. Oh, buddy. Had some fun tonight, chat. I love this build, though. I'm so glad that, you know, just in time for arenanet to probably change it, I found one that I really like, even if it's min-maxed out the butt. If you have any... Wow, that song is not EQ'd, sorry. Enjoy Sonic. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Hit up the description or just ask in chat. I have a long stream for you guys tonight because I'm really enjoying this, but I will be back Wednesday at 9. So if you're enjoying the content, get subscribed on YouTube or followed on Twitch. And hit us up for some giveaways. I have an idea for a really, really big giveaway I want to do, but that's like a while in the future. Ooh, what's over here? Are you dead? You're dead. Full credit. I helped. Nutsack of a thief. Nice. Evading. Solid. Me too. To be fair, he's just playing like a thief. Not really playing that mean yet. He's using Scepter, which is cool. Oh, this Berserker's mad though. He wants revenge. No. You get no revenge. You get nothing. I have a Zerg. Go away. Got about a month to enjoy? Hell yeah. Did they actually give us a date on the, like, next balance update? Because I try to stay pretty attuned to when those come out, but I didn't hear anything. They might have mentioned it in the patch notes, but I did a whole rundown of the patch notes, so I thought I would have seen that. I miss a lot of stuff, though, Chad. I have specialized, so K-Moon, if there's something I miss. Also, PSA to all our new people. Overall schedule they released. I will go back and look at that because I remember that release. Ow, my hand! Too enthusiastic. And just in time for this thief to jump on me. I love that thieves can do all of their damage without ever rendering for you. It's my favorite thing in this game. Yeah, interesting. Sorry, catching up on chat. How do I progress on battle rewards when you don't cap keeps? I just don't care, Sudev. I think Silhouette was in here, and he asked me that earlier. I just largely don't care about my rewards for World vs. World. If there's something I want, I get it. Like if there's a reward track or something. But in general, I just kind of don't care. I just get what I get. It's supposed to be the end of the current X-Pack before the next one. Yeah, that makes sense. They usually do some kind of prep thing. I would hope if we are getting new weapons that they come out sooner than later with the next X-Pack, but I have a feeling we're in kind of the lull period, K-Moon, right now, like the trough where, you know, hype for a game theoretically goes in a sine curve. Same thing with writing, excitement and sentence structure. We're kind of in the trough, which feels good, honestly. For a trough, this feels great, you know, especially comparatively. And again, shout out to what arenanet does well. They've had, for most of this game's existence, arenanet had this really, really bad habit of nothing. Holy crap, all the content I can never, ever finish at once. And people will either get bored or burnt out or both. Now, they're communicating a lot better, both with the release cadence as well That was really close and shouldn't have done that. But both with the release cadence as well as like with their actual release cycles, and the release cycles are better. So you don't have like literally 4 or 5 months of nothing, right? Ooh, the first mosquito of the year. And leave that for one of the spiders. But yeah, like I think we're in one of the troughs right now of like release cycles, and then ooh, do you want a 1v1? I'll do it. Here, sit down. Go over there. Yeah, he's mad. Nice. Time to run back and forth between this berserker. Dang, he's also running Shield Master. Ow. Jerk. Oh, he has a friend. I don't want to fight him and the friend. Oh, that buffered. Now we're getting some lag, chat. I was wondering where the lag was all night. The lag is here. Hello, sir. Dragon Trigger doesn't do damage. I know you know that. You play warrior. It's like, I'm not stun breaking this shit. That was interesting. He double stanced. See, max fucking charge Dragon Trigger, maybe 3k. Maybe. See, didn't even hit him there. It's too good. It's too good, chat. The advantage I have over him is I'm more mobile. Yep, not than a thief though. Kind of a problem. Yep, his thief's friends got me. This is the thief that knows what's up. Yeah, this thief's been hunting my butt all night. I almost killed him though. Yeah, I should have just turned around and killed the thief. He was getting really greedy there and blowing a lot of his initiative on like trying to catch me. Just gotta practice it. How is it you hit attacks not lowering your health? How am I doing that would have died 10 times? I finally figured out a build that lets me run tactics and defense. Shield Master, whenever you have an Aegis proc on you, reflects Aegis. Staff is pretty much a defensive weapon. 3 out of the 5 buttons heal you. And they're kind of juiced right now. Yeah, I die. See, I'm not immortal. It's just a fun build. And speed relic for the mobility. I really wish I had a real mobility skill here, arenanet, but it is what it is, I guess. Dang, that did 400 damage. It's so good. Yep, all of his willbender bullshit. He's immune. What is immobilizing me? Yep, he's dead. My allies don't know how to play the video game. Getting pulled and CC'd forever. It's this one berserker dude. He like hates me. It's very funny. He's cute. Cute thief, bro. I could go underwater and fight him, honestly. Underwater fight? Hell yeah. Nah, they don't want to fight fair. They're too mad. No cats underwater, homie. They're so mad. Uh-huh. Suck a dick. Ah, that was good. That was good, chat. Oh, it's so good. That's going in my highlight reel. Oh, that felt so good. That's a good fight to end on. Uh-huh. Yeah, auto-attack this guy to death. Been in nutsack all night. Oh, that was fun. Should I BM him? I'm not going to BM him. He was still at least fighting, which was good. What are the over-under on whether or not I get angry whispers for that? That was good, though. I think that showcases the power of this build pretty well. But yeah, it took me a while to get to this build. Again, no build is perfect. Don't give up. Especially if you just try a build and hate it. Hate how it plays, you can tweak it. It took me like a year to get to this build, like this level. So it is what it is. But that's kind of the fun of build crafting. So if you too want to useless knowledge, get subscribed or followed. Hopefully do more of these, like how to build craft in the future streams. Very fun. At least for me. But yeah, I'm Pseudo. This is Build Wars 2. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Cell Dweller will play us out tonight. I'll be back on Wednesday, I guess 1 hour after reset now, for more build crafting nonsense, probably Blade Swarm, but might show off the Berserker build. But yeah, have a good one, chat. Relax, take care, stay chill, and I will see you in Tyria. Peace out.